Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And this is our SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And I'm sorry I'm extremely late, but hopefully you guys will get the notifications and come join us. But nothing could be worked out to get here sooner. So we're still here. The economy is crumbling. Some people would say, no, it's not, Eric. The stock market seems to be green today. Does not matter. I say, so what? We know what will happen. You know what will happen, but you know ultimately, let's win, ladies and gentlemen. You have to make investments today because the future is yet to be determined and we know the outcome before it even has started. So, once again, thank you so much for being here and welcome. Stop struggling now, gear with the Miami Heat, which is apropos. Together, we are unstoppable. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you so much for being here. Please share the videos because if there's anybody else out here that needs this information, they need to know about it because they are going through life saying, why is things getting priced higher? Why do I have to, every time I go shopping, it costs more money? And somebody on the news is saying the economy is fine. There is a difference between stock market and Main Street. It's miles apart. The economy infrastructure is not even being thought about. It's crumbling right underneath our feet like it's been. And I don't want you guys to lose. I need you guys to understand you have 1 year, 4 months to get your act together. And that means let's go over the numbers. Shall we count the ways? One, your credit score needs to be at 775 and higher. This is by December 2026, so you have plenty of time to work on it. That's the first thing. Debt reduction. Number two, I sound like Dave Ramsey, but there's no way around it. I have to right now. This debt reduction is needed. Number 2A, if you need debt deduction, then I suggest you act like the big boys. How do they get theirs? They call up the bank. They say, we can't pay. Can you restructure my loan? Now, ordinary citizen would say, I can't do that. Yes, you can, but you need a little bit of help. So that's why I say go see Tracy at Resolve Finance. So some of you would be going to Resolve Finance. That's right. You hit up Tracy at Resolve Finance, TRACY at Resolve Finance. If you're lucky enough to find any of the live streams, well, guess what? It's going to be in the chat room as we speak. All right. And down below in the description box as well. Because once again, ladies and gentlemen, we need your credit to be at 775 because that will be about the only way people are going to be able to buy something because they're going to have to allow a decrease in people who qualify for debt in order to print money out of thin air. All right. If you're new here, you don't understand derivatives. If I have a contract and that contract says $500,000, somebody will buy it for less, of course, so they can make money. Somebody will say, well, we'll give you 150,000, we'll give you 200,000. Right now, you don't have to wait 10 years to get paid. We'll give that to you right now. And that's a lot to a lot of people. They'll say 200,000, thank you, and let's get another $500,000 worth and we'll bring you some more. Because we're not going to wait around 10 years to get paid because anything can happen in 10 years. You know what anything is? A crumbling economy leads to a crumbling empire. So what? We know what to do. We do the salsa dance every Monday if you have Robinhood. And we do the salsa dance every Friday. Why? Because there's passive dividend income coming in, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Whether you are getting extra money from your job, working overtime or not, you don't have to do anything to get this extra money after you've made your one-time investments. And then, of course, after you start making money, you want to actually throw some more money into the pile so that way you get a higher return. That's what you have to do, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go win. And so, for all of you, I put the Tracy resolvefinance.com in the chat room of several different platforms. And also, I'm going to put in some ways to improve your credit score. That's going to be down below in the description box as well. But that is going to be there in about 1 minute because I'm doing this live. I was doing some family business, and that's why I was late today. And so I just want to make sure that I can get this in, but you're going to have to do this on the fly. At least I'm going to have to do it on the fly. That's what it ultimately is going to be. So we'll see if I can make it happen. But once I do that, give me about a minute or two, and it'll be down below in the description box on several different platforms. Even on podcasts, it'll be showing. Tonight, we won't have a long live stream because, once again, the salsa dance are for those who actually made investments into stocks. That's one way to get passive income. The other ways, well, if you buy treasuries and want to get 4% annually, why? I don't know why. But if you want to get 15 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50% return annually, well, you're come to the right place, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let me see who's in the house tonight because I know a lot of people are sitting there. They're like happy. They're not sad, even though the stock market took a dip because of tariffs. It does not matter, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we're not in the tariff game. The tariff game is going to happen. We're in the Federal Reserve tax cut, tax break, wealth game. You have to be in that game. You can't be in the I'm a hard worker and I'm just going to live paycheck to paycheck and not make any investment game. You're going to have to be in the real game, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's going to happen. Look who's in the house. Mr. Worldwide has shown up first. And you know he's an investor, ladies and gentlemen. Stock market, real estate, retirement's an investment. When you work somewhere 20, 30 years, and then you do it again another 20, 30 years, those are investments in your time, energy, and that allows you to set yourself up for life. That's how you win, ladies and gentlemen. Sure, the cost of living is going to go up, but I'm going to tell you what, I would rather have some assets and my assets go up, the cost of living goes up, and I have passive income coming in because you never know how much things are going to cost later. But you do know if you have assets and you are building wealth that you can always tap into those assets instead of having to not have any assets at all that pay you. Post-retirement travel brings his tagline this evening. Hello, all. Let's do this. That's what we do here, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you got to have your pen, pads, and papers because you never know what's going to go down. And you got to do research, by the way. Just can't come in here and be like, well, these guys know it all. No, we don't know every damn thing. There's nuances to everything, ladies and gentlemen. Just like when everybody thought there was going to be tariffs August 1st, and then you're thinking there's going to be a reciprocal tariff war. All of a sudden, the EU says, oh, we're just going to delay the reciprocal tariffs for 6 months while we negotiate. Hold on. I thought somebody told us that the tariffs were already going to be enacted against you, EU. I thought you were already going to pay hundreds of billions of dollars in investments in America. But now you're telling me you're still in negotiations? And by that delay of 6 months, once again, there's been a push out. So all of the doom and gloom The stock market crumbling from the jobs report, which you guys know we're already winning because you guys already know the jobs were going to be effed up. I told you guys what's going to happen. You can't do tariffs, and that's a byproduct. So jobs and manufacturing jobs are going to be lost under a tariff war. That's just the way it is. History tells you this. So more jobs, more manufacturing, more jobs going to be lost, and all that stuff's going to happen. That is another reason why you need to invest in something that gives you a return. No startup stuff where you have no money coming in. You need your dollars every time you go buy a cup of coffee, as post retirement travel says. You need to be buying something that gives you something back in return. There's no more of this throwing money to the wind, putting it in fountains, just acting like, oh my, I don't really care. You better care, because when there's no money around and your bills are rising, you guys check out your energy bills lately? How about the food bills? Seeing any of those? You're checking them, right? How about your insurances? How about your property taxes? You guys checking all that? You think your job's going to be able to keep up by giving you a raise to match it just so you can stay level? Keep dreaming. In an economy that's crumbling right underneath your feet, that's not possible. They're trying to survive. Ford, or shall I say GM, Ford, car companies losing, guidance wise, $1 billion at least because of tariff wars cause mayhem with supply chains. And then when half of your car is built in Canada, Mexico, and you get parts from Asian markets, well, 25% more. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. How are you going to sell $80,000 cars and then all of a sudden they cost 25% more? Now they're 110? You can see where this is going. EV Place, he's putting in his due. He's putting in his investments outside of the United States, inside of the United States. And oh, by the way, welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Another investor that's doing the salsa dance today. And he brings his tagline, good evening, everyone. MSTY grows over 5% today. I know. As we predicted on Friday, we knew there was a recovery. Post-retirement travel said it all on Friday. Buy, buy, buy. And like we said, when the market opened at 8 p.m. at night on Sunday, pre-market, buy then, after it opens, buy a little more because it's going to rise back up. And on cue, the EU did their thing today. We're going to delay for 6 months. Oh, so there is no tariff war. That gives a reason for the stocks to rise a little. What a shocker. All right. They can't play us here in the SSN Nation, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you win. We all win, because the rising tide is what needs to happen right now, because we got like 80% of the population living paycheck to paycheck, and they have no way to make this work. Well, they do. You just have to divert the monies you make. I hope you haven't missed it. No, I did not miss it. I have remember, I have auto reinvesting. Remember? Like, no, I didn't miss it. Hell no. Um, so like I said, a few more shares in the pocket without having to buy a few more shares. In case you don't know, we're talking about dividends. In case you're new here, the stock market dividends, MSTY, is a Yieldmax ETF, and it pretty much does around 60 or 70 or 80. I don't know what it gives, a 60% distribution return, something of that nature, or maybe even higher. And so it dipped dramatically. It was below my 52-week low. So I was happy that I didn't really have to go in because it coincided with reinvestment opportunities. I love it. What can I say? Um, a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing. And even then, it's still worthy. We've been talking about it for a while. But thank you for mentioning EV Place. Thank you very, very much. Didn't we talk about backing up the truck last Friday? Exactly. Post retirement travel. I gave you the credit for it. And that's it. And I was like, hell yeah. I was like, we're all in because we know what's going to happen. We win, ladies and gentlemen, just off of simple things. It didn't, all it is imagine that a stock cost $100 and then it goes down to 90 and you panic like everybody else. Is blood in the streets. And then all of a sudden, you're here in the SSN Nation, you hear post retirement travel, EV Place, myself, and we're like, hey guys, this is not the time to sell. This is the time to buy. And then the next trading day, Monday, and automatically, whatever you bought now is actually in the green, not in the red. So that's the way I look at it. Whatever you paid now is in the green. You might have bought at 100. Now your dollar cost average comes down and you bought at 90. Simple. It goes up 3, 4%, 5%, 6%. We win. We're winning. We're back into the win zone. But you could have went the other way. A lot of people yelling, I'm scared. And they start selling. And they forget that these stocks like MSTY and a few others are dividend stocks. You get paid. So why not? Who look, Nvidia had to get some more Nvidia, even though my dollar cost average is not even $100. But I was just like, F it. It dropped from 186 down to 173. We know the price target is over 200 and to 250. I'm like, okay, so even if it goes up 20 to 30% more, you could be over 200 in that range. Who wouldn't want 20% in a year? That's a great return. So again, it's all relative. That's how we win, ladies and gentlemen. All right? That's how we win. Still under 19 exactly. It's below my dollar cost average. So, yeah, we had to get some more. But it was by default because I'm getting dividends. So I had auto dividend reinvestments. So you got to love it, ladies and gentlemen. That is MSTY. That's incredible. I didn't even see. Is it really? I didn't even care to look because I know it's on auto reinvest along with SMCY. Let's see what happens. I like MSTY. I think it's cool. MicroStrategy. Yeah, it's at 1887. That's crazy. That's crazy. 5.6% today, to be exact. All yield max, TSLA, I mean TSOY, Pelletier. Oh my God, it went off the charts with revenues. Of course it did. They have government contracts in the billions. Come on. So it's up to 69. It's in that range, 65 to 69.70. We love that. As long as they still give us our 50, 60, 70% return annually, we're all in, right? Gotta love it, ladies and gentlemen. PLTY is based on Pelletier. Pelletier beat revenues by some ridiculous number, so they had a stock pop. MicroStrategy invest in Bitcoin. Bitcoin hasn't done anything crazy, but because they have a treasury of Bitcoin and a lot of it, any type of decrease and fluctuations could possibly come back up because it's not based on any U.S. monetary system, really. So we'll see what happens. All right. I want you guys to come here and be ready to win. There's a lot of things that you have to do. Number 3, which I got to, 2A, make sure you get all your debt down. 3, debt down. All right. Credit in order. If you need the credit, make sure you have everything down there. Now, 3, I don't think I got to 3. 3, you're going to have to either have a business that you can buy into, that you know you get profits from day one. No high risk. No, no, no. Cannot do any high risk right now. You cannot do anything such as startups. Those are high risk. If you're going to make an investment into a business, you have to invest into a business where you know you have money coming back. There's no guesswork here. That's number 4. But number 5, offshore, outside of the United States, you need something, bank accounts. So if you go on vacation, see if that country will allow you to open a bank account. Take with you a couple of forms of ID, not just a passport, driver's license, ID card from your country. That's for starters. Bring in like a paycheck or a W-2, or well, we call it W-2 in America, but if you have a paycheck stubs, bring that in, a tax return, take that with you. Paper, that's all. It doesn't weigh anything. Just for starters. All right? So that way you can open up a bank account. Highly advised, because that'll be outside the United States jurisdiction. Land outside the United States also. Business outside the United States, you have to be like the big boys. Offshore, just like a corporation, because you are a corporation. Why do you think you have a social security number or ITIN number in America? America is the corporation. You're just a subsidiary. And since they are the holding company, that means some of the profits you make, you send to the holding company, the United States government. Pretty simple, right? Now you have to start thinking about, hold on, I got a social security number here, but hold on, let me get something offshore like I'm Apple, Microsoft, Nike. So the money that I make offshore can stay offshore with my corporation. You see where I'm going with this, ladies and gentlemen. So do I give you not 5 keys that you're going to need? Because it's going to be one hell of a bumpy ride if you don't get it together. Put yourself in position to win while you can, because once you get stripped of your economic power, there's no way. It's very hard to pull yourself up by your bootstraps to make something happen when you don't have any money. I look, you know what? There's often times when you go outside of a country, and a lot of people say, well, I like going to, like for lack of a better word, developing nation where their currency is weaker than ours, so it's cheaper. You go, oh, I love it over there. Have you ever, if you ever leave the country and go to what you consider a developing nation or third world country, think about how they can't leave. And why do I say they can't leave? Because when you find out that some of these places people are getting paid, like, let's just say $10 a day, $15 a day, or may not be getting paid at all because they kept the people like, well, we don't have no money, but come back tomorrow. Maybe we'll have a half of your money for you, that kind of stuff. You realize the plane fare over there or for them to leave is, let's just say, $400. But what you don't realize is that could be, they might make $400 in 2 months. See, this is what people don't realize. So they can't leave. You're over there partying, having a nice time. They're serving you, helping you, but you don't realize they can't leave because they don't even make enough money. That's where we're going. You're not going to be able to enjoy everything if you can't make more money, if you're not going to be in the top 10% of the wealthiest. Good luck. All right, we're trying to get everybody to win that sees my message. And I have helpers. They're in the house. They're the smart guys that's along for the ride, such as EV Place. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I understand. Normally it would have went up, but actually it's going down, which is not a good sign. That's the bond market, ladies and gentlemen. So it's 4.2. It's going down. That is not good. So some people would say, Eric, it's going down. Okay, your your mortgage rate might come down a little bit because a lot of people don't realize it's based on your 10-year yield, and it's already lost 2 percentage points or 3. So people would say, okay, don't worry, Eric, everything's gonna. No, it's not fine, ladies and gentlemen, not fine. Okay, so if our if our bond rate starts sliding down, it's because our dollar is possibly getting weaker. Those are somewhat correlated indirectly, but it correlates. It goes along with other economic news. So if nobody wants to buy the bonds, you generally would have to increase the interest rate on the bond like it was 4.4, 4.5 in order to get people to buy. If it starts going down, that could mean people are selling or losing faith. There's a myriad of things, but going down is not good because then you're going to find yourself. What good is it if you're in 3.9 territory? That's not good because people are going to be like, well, I can get 3.9 from the EU zone. They're at 3.4. And their economy may be a little better. I don't know. I don't check out the EU's economy. But the fact of the matter is, that's all of a sudden puts you in a category. You're like, wait a minute, we couldn't. So they're going to be looking around to invest in another country that has a higher bond rate so they can get a greater return. A lot of these countries do arbitrage against the United States, like Japan. Their bond is, what is it, a 1.4, 1.5? So what happens with them? They get people to give them billions of dollars at one, and they got to pay out 1.5, and then they take that billions of dollars and buy US bonds. So the difference between 1.5 and 4.2 in this case, they got a margin of what is that, 2.5% on billions of dollars is free money. So now if that drops to, let's say it goes to 3.8 or 3.7, all of a sudden their arbitrage play is like, I'm just going to sell all this because our arbitrage is shrunk so small, it's not really worth it. Nor do we want to take the risk because we don't believe the economy is going to be at a 3% GDP at the end of the year because we know economics. We can figure this out even without the BLS telling us because you can see it. If you know the manufacturing numbers, if you know the job numbers, you know how many jobs are being created every month, and they're like 50,000 or 20,000 or 70,000. Obviously, there's a problem. Ports, we're talking about shipping ports that brings goods into countries, and you start seeing like LAX. I mean, not LAX is the airport. Los Angeles port, Long Beach, and you don't see hardly any ships. Then you go on the East Coast, some of the ports, you're like, man, they're only half full. This is not normal. It's normal when your economy slows down. So you can't hide the eye test. You can lie on paper, but that's where the problem comes in. We know what's already going to happen before it happens. So that way we can stay ahead of the curve, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Eric, are you subscribed to the podcast, the Punta Cana podcast with Cheryl Henderson? No, I'm not. She's an American that moved to Punta Cana permanently, providing updates in Punta Cana. I know who she is. I never knew what her podcast was. In fact, her podcast has never come up. I do know she has the boardwalk properties, and I have seen some of her stuff, but it was never on the Punta Cana Park podcast. She was a guest on somebody else's podcast. So I didn't even know she had her own. But she was saying she's been there over 20 years and she has created her business. She's doing something over in Michi's right now that's almost like it's a Larimar project. It's a cruise on land project because it's on the mountains and there's nothing there other than mountains and there's stuff there, but mountains. So that has to be parceled out. That has to be titled out. That has to be moving equipment, and it's over rolling hills. But up there, it has ocean views. She's selling lots. But again, if you sell lots and it's acres, you have to separate those acres. How long is it going to take in the DR? Well, it all depends. What's the title? This is a 5-10 year project, basically. It's huge. How long is it going to take to get off the ground? They're selling lots right now. Yes, I know who she is. But I didn't know she had that podcast. But Puna Kana podcast, I'll have to check it out. Brian P, Mr. Dividend, the man that's doing the salsa dance every Friday through Monday night. The party already starts. Soon as the cha-ching start happening on Friday, cha-ching start happening on Monday. He's like, oh, I'm good. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he brings his tagline tonight. Happy day, Eric. I hope all is well with you. It's all going well, man. Happy day, SSN family. Smash that like button. That's right. Give it a one piece. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. And Brian P says it all. We are making money in here. That's the only way we have to do it. We have to lead by example, ladies and gentlemen. Now, some of you may be saying, you know what? I went to something that I can't even believe. I went to go look at Prospect Capital, my go-to that in the past we've been kicking 17%, 15 to 17%. Their stock price is dropping 20%. Now, it's high risk because they're in the capital business. But I got to tell you guys something that's very funny. A few years back, and even now, people are arguing. They go, man, what's up with these BlackRock or these American homes and all these Wall Street firms and banks and all this buying homes. And ever since people started sounding the alarm in 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, I was like, what are you guys crying about? Let them buy them. What are you doing right now? Let them buy them. And the reason I said that is several, but here's the main one. One, HOA is going to go up. They have to pay it. Two, insurance is going to go up. They're going to have to pay it. Three, property taxes are going to go up. They're going to have to pay them. Four, maintenance and upkeep. Whether it's mowing the lawn, whether it's sweeping the sidewalks, whether roof damage, wind damage, hail damage, or just vandalism. They got to pay for it. When you start having 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, 400, 500,000, and each person just says, we have 25,000. Another says we have 20,000. Another says 10. All of a sudden, all those fees that I just mentioned, you start doing 1,000 times $10,000, you start realizing, wait a minute, it's $1,000 a month, and we got 10,000 of these damn things, and we have it on hold because nobody's buying and nobody's doing our rent to own program. It's time to sell, like now. And that's what starts happening. You knew it was going to happen sooner or later. You know, I wish I could remember where it was, where there's some of these pseudo corporate buyers and builders who are backed by the corporate buyers who started on fire sales. That's right. I'm going to talk about it. I'll probably make a video about it tomorrow. But that is hilarious to me. So now these guys are on the verge of starting the real estate rumble where things start coming back to normal, down. That's what we need. But I love it because them greedy assholes, they sat right there. And I told you guys one day it's going to come home to roost. Now these guys are taking off 75, 100 grand. They don't even care because them freaking taxes for homes sitting there empty. Oh, it's, could you imagine $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, and then the insurance guy comes right behind. Hey, wait a minute, man. We don't charge $2,000 a month no more. It's or a year. It's $5,000 now a year. All of a sudden, they're sitting there like, wait a minute. The HOA went from $100 a month to $250. It's crazy. Now all of a sudden they got to bail because they can't sell the homes. They can't get that rent to own program going. So now what's that leave them? Bye bye. Like I told you before, sit back and wait for the fun to begin. I just love it for them. I love it for them. All right. Exactly. Cheryl Henderson is selling lots of a big project with waterfalls and rivers. Yeah, don't get carried away with the waterfalls and river thing. I actually saw that. It was Jamie Gruber and her. At least I thought it was his channel. But either way, I don't really care. But the waterfall part, I was kind of laughing a little bit. Well, I was kind of laughing. It's like the Dunn's River Falls. And I was like, hold on a second, man. Just because I see a creek going through and I have some rocks underneath, I'm not calling that waterfalls. Waterfalls is like when I go to Hawaii and I go to Fantasy Island and I see waterfalls that are coming down from 20, 30 feet. That's what I call waterfalls. Or I'm coming down over rocks for like 50, 75, 100 yards or 100 feet up. I don't really care. I don't call this trickle down stuff waterfalls. Unless there's something else back there, there would have to be a rainforest. And oh, by the way, speaking of rainforest, Puerto Rico, waterfalls. That's what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. We ain't talking about this little, it rained today, and then we got some waterfalls coming down, which they're calling. Okay, I shouldn't play around. Yeah, there's supposed to be waterfall, rivers. Yes, there is. And that reminds me, whenever somebody buys, there's land that's not even set up yet for the parcels, nor set up with drainage. Be very, very careful if you're going to buy land on new projects without them being developed at all. It's just raw land and it's on the rolling hills, because you don't know what the runoff is when it rains. I'm not saying that something bad's going to happen, but I will give advice. If you're going to go buy, like, let's say her project, because it's brand new, it's not parceled off or cut up or chopped up yet. It's just sections and they know approximately where everything is. But the point I'm trying to make is you need to go there during rainy season and go see where the water goes, because it may look like a little creek. You guys know who live in Arizona, Nevada, in the deserts, in their washouts. All of a sudden it rains like 1 inch in 20 minutes and it's freaking roaring rivers through the desert. Or if you've ever been in Las Vegas, woof, man, the first time I was in Las Vegas, not the first time, but the first time it was raining in Las Vegas, because I've never been there when it was rained or a sudden storm came, which was basically 2 inches of water in an hour. And I'm driving down. I'm taking a bus from Fremont Street up to the Strip when they used to have these buses that were like 50 cents or something. So I'm sitting there in the bus, and all it is like basically just barely raining. We get halfway, we didn't get to the Strip, but we're going through the city. All of a sudden, we stop, and about, I'd say, 50 to 100 yards down the stoplight, you see cars rolling across the street with some with brown stuff. I didn't even know what it was. The bus driver's going, "Oh my God, it's a raining." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's raining. It's barely raining." But in Vegas, it created a river on the street. And so it's just washing cars down on the street like it was basically little Hot Wheels. And I'm sitting there like, wait a minute, they got this going on around. That's the first time I even knew about it. I've been to Vegas so many times, I've never seen it. But that time I was like, oh my God, that is bad news. And then traveling around in deserts and things like that, and there's barely any rain coming. Next thing you know, it's like water's rushing underneath previously areas that was desert. So you got to be very careful in rain areas. You should go between October, November, because you want to catch it when it's raining substantially. So that way you'll understand what's happening if you're going to buy up there. That because the prices are good right now. I saw that. I think it was it 20 grand for something, 25 grand because they had levels. But it's the ocean view, ladies and gentlemen. That's kicker. But once again, settle back because don't expect anything to be done for till 2030 something, I would imagine. I don't know what her timeline is, but I can tell you right now, I was going to buy property in Michi's. Most of the Michi's property is family uh, deeded, so it never was a consolidation. So there could be 50 acres, 100 acres, but grandma deeded this way to the grandson, or dad gave it to the daughter, and mom family gave it to the sons. It's all over the map. And just like in America, you have to get one clear title for everything. I'm not saying that's her property, but generally in Michi's, it's hard to have somebody own one parcel of the magnitude that she had. I think it was a few hundred acres, right? So that's huge. So it was rare that one person had total 100% free and clear. It was all these little deeds, and they got to put those together, and that takes a year and a half by itself. Just and it depends. That's what I'll put it this way: Larimar, which people are familiar with, maybe that's what they had. They have family members, and they had multiple families because in order to get this, I don't know how many acres it is, 700 acres or 800 acres. That was a family owned parcel one, a family owned parcel two, a family owned parcel three, and then within those there was people who actually had these pseudo deeds and they had to get them all clear. So it all makes sense why they had to take their time. Just letting you know. But if you're going out with any of these big projects and they haven't started building, where there's no subdivision of anything, then you need to go out there when it's raining. So that way you'll know what's going on. All right. Just keep that in mind. Um, yeah, it's up in Michi's. I just don't, yeah, I don't remember the name either. But man, the ocean views. Anytime you can get ocean views and you're not at the ocean and you can sit up there and get some nice breeze, and they're going to set up a clubhouse. It's sick. She's going to do a great job. The way she was describing it, it's going to be awesome. Hey, Eric, check out your email. It's going to be long with what you were talking about. Uh-oh. 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 And I wasn't able to, oh, man. I wasn't able to do anything. Let's see. Let's see. All right. It's going to take me a minute. I'm going to have to go in. But yeah, we're going to check it out. About the house market. Okay. About the house market. EV Place. The country's tourism experienced a strong July in terms of tourist arrivals by air, Collado said. We will surpass 800,000 tourists, projected to be best July in history. Okay, fine, whatever. I'm not predicting that, but okay. The reason I like what you're saying, EV Place. You said a key factor. You said by air. Um, that's generally not how they do their tourism. They usually do air and cruise. Now, I will be surprised if they get a July record by air. I know they're going to get it by cruise. 800,000? Sheesh. That's great. I don't think they did 800,000 last July. I know they did a great number. I mean, it might have been seven something. They might have even done 800. I can look it up. Obviously, we haven't. We keep track. So that's beautiful. In fact, I can look it up right now. Hold on a second. Let's go look. Tourist analytics. Then I can't go there yet. Hold on. I got to log in because apparently we have an article from Mr. Dividend, Brian P. Oh, no, I can't. Oh, can't log in. Sheesh. Okay, here we go. That's bummer. This is a bummer. This is a bummer. I tried to log in. How crazy is that? Um, okay, let's see what happens. Okay. Down below in the description box, there should be Resolve Finance, ways to get your credit improved. Okay, let's see. I don't have it. Don't see it. Yes, it's in here. Ways to get your credit improved. We have Smart credit monitoring system, one of the best in the country. Get with them if you want to try to always keep track of your credit and all of that. Looks good to me. Okay, so that's now down below in the description boxes, along with other help. And don't forget to join our social media platforms. They're at the very bottom of the description box. The Telegrams, the Snapchats. I post memes most of the time. I post motivational memes. So hopefully that helps you out during your week, during your day. It's one hell of a ride, ladies and gentlemen. You never know what's going to happen. Okay. Now, I got to do a few other things. That's why you hear me tapping the keys. All right. That would do that. Now, trying to get logged in. This is funny stuff. I swear, since I was late, I wasn't able to log in before time. So this is going to be very funny. But let's see here. Oh wait, we got something. What's happening? Okay. All right. What is this? This is going to be very interesting. I don't. Oh wow. This is strange. Billions of starfish have died. What the heck? Wow. Oh no, I can't log in. This Brian P. Um Wait, maybe I can. We'll see. It redirected me to some place I don't even want to be. Let's see. Uh-oh, looks like we're good. We're going to be good to roll. Here we go. Going to be good to go. Going to be good to go. All right. So thank you so much for waiting here. And while you are, if you like what we're talking about, please subscribe to the channel, click the all notification bell. Yeah, I saw that article, by the way. They didn't say the air part, though. I don't think there's going to be 800,000 by air. I just don't think so. According to Caribbean Journal, I guess we'll see. We're going to find out the real numbers. Um, what happened, gentlemen? Why aren't I? Why isn't this going? Error. Great. Okie dokie. I guess we'll be going back to the drawing board. So, an adventure when it used to be so easy to log into 365, right? This is crazy right now. Too many checks, balances to go through, and it doesn't allow me to log in after all. It's a small world after all, is how I feel. Yeah, I saw it earlier because I was just like giggles and grin because I'm like, if there's a record or some great news, they're going to announce it early. If there's nothing at all, they won't even say anything for a month now. They try to hide it. So I'm thinking it must have been, legitimately, but I'm thinking it's going to be a combo. I don't think it's going to be simply based on air, but I could be wrong. And then that would be a pleasant surprise, quite frankly. Real pleasant surprise considering the mayhem that's going on between Canadian, USA, and tariffs and uncertainty on traveling, getting hemmed up and deported or detained at the airports. I mean, it's getting crazy, right? What's happening here? So, okay, what's happening? Oh man. Oh man, what time is it? Damn it. Oh shit. Hold on, man. Oh man. Okay. 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 All right. Hold on, guys. I got some business I gotta handle right now. Business. Okay. Signed, sealed, then canceled. Why more buyers are pulling the plug on home sales. You're damn right. Residents in 10 states could see energy bills surge more than 400 because of the big, beautiful bill. I tried to tell you guys. I tried to tell you. You're going to be paying out the nose because of that big, beautiful BS bill. It's bad for people. State Department may require visa applicants to post bond of up to 15,000 to enter the US. Good God almighty. So I see we're going to have certain countries that we're going to require that from and other countries we're not. Is that how this is going to work? I believe that's how it's going to work, ladies and gentlemen. That's funny. Highballed, how disproportionate property taxes are forcing some Americans out of their homes. Woo, it's going down. Courtesy of Brian P. Courtesy of Brian P. giving out the bad news. Wow. Oh, sausage company issue sweeping recall. Consumers found foreign objects. Jesus Christ. See, this is crazy. KM Foods found out about the issue when it received 3 customer complaints. The company contacted the U.S. Department of Agriculture and Food Safety. It's KAYEM, KAYEM Foods. The product is no longer available, so it's already too late. But if you have KAYEM Foods, look at your packaging. If you have sausages, you need to go back and return it because that's high risk. There's tourism for mountains and rivers too, especially in Dominican Republic. I think Cheryl is expanding with their contacts north of Miches. That's the next beaches and mountains location to explode. Yes, but that's going to take years, man. I think Miches is not Miches. The true Miches, which is almost an hour away from Punta Cana, 45 minutes you get into the first section of it, but you could. It depends on where you're at, but just say an hour at least. And there's no airport up there. So again, and there's nothing really there other than there's glamping up there right now and things like that, but it's going to take years. We're talking over past 2030. So I won't even be alive by then probably. I mean, well, probably I will, but all I'm saying is it's to me 5 years to 10 years out before that turns into something, unless she's a miracle worker, because we still have a long way to go. But yeah, I understand what she's doing. It's awesome. But there are mountains and rivers. Did you see the video? Post retirement travel, the water that she was calling waterfalls. I don't call those waterfalls. I call it's like a creek that somebody put rocks on where water flows down the hill and you have to direct it, kind of, right? So that's what I call it. I go, there's rocks, there's a thing, but I'm like, what happens when this thing overflows? Because there is no like pool area of water that was shown. It could just go out into the water somewhere. I don't know, but it's not a waterfall. It's just a brook. I mean, but it's nothing against her. It's just that I was like, "Where's the waterfall at?" I have nothing against it. I just know waterfalls mean there's water coming off a cliff or off the side of a mountain and then comes down and it pools. That's what I call waterfalls. It's almost like a rainforest thing, but it's not even rainforest, quite frankly. There's tourism for mountains. Yeah, yeah, that's why Harabacoa is a great location for that, mountains and tourism at the moment. And the fact that you have mountain views with ocean views is sick. So got to give her credit on location. And there's levels. She bought so much land that she has tiers. And based on the cost of the lot is based on how high you are up on the mountain, which is great. Great advertising, great marketing. Everything's great about that. So it has potential. I haven't seen the layout. Mo Better, another investor's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he says, "What's up, E?" You know what's up, man. We're here. You're here. It's all good. What's up, SSN family? We are in the building. You're damn right. We're everywhere. We're all worldwide here, ladies and gentlemen. We get around. All right. Mo Better says, smash that like button on the way in. Gave it a one piece, ladies and gentlemen. It's free. Smash that like button, please, and subscribe to the channel if you like what we're talking about here tonight. All right. Mo's in the house. Here he goes. He says, hold on. Hold up. He sidetracked me. Hold up. What did he say? Dang. I can't get it. There we go. Hey, E, what's the latest with Larimar? You know the latest, man. It just shows up no matter what. But funny you ask, because post-retirement travel asked what's up with Larimar on Friday. So I had to show a video, which, since you asked, let's see what else they've posted up off their Instagram channel. They're trying to lay some foundation or something. They're trying to lay foundations for the prime towers. I'm waiting to see some of that concrete laid down. I don't want to see the rebar. I want to see concrete. Let's see what we got here. Okay, this is nothing. Oh, wait, hold on. Whoa. We have somebody's playing games with me. Okay. Here you go. I'll give you what we got. Here's the only thing we got. This came out. When did this come out? 4 days ago. This is the one we played on Friday. Yeah, see, oh, there's a cement truck. They're pouring some concrete. They're pouring a foundation. Uh-oh. I didn't see this on Friday. A foundation's being poured somewhere. It looks like they're getting started with something. Wait a minute. Are they doing? Oh, there's blocks, or is that? Oh, I don't even know what's happening. Are we doing blocks? Are they doing panels? Let's see what the secret is. I got to look at this again, ladies and gentlemen. I see cement trucks. I see foundation. Yes, there's foundation or something. I don't see panels. I see rebar. I see. Well, okay. I don't see anything here. I don't know what they're doing. So ends like this. I don't know what they're doing. But anyhow, hey, it's on its way. Whatever that is, it's on its way. 17 floors and a foundations to go. They may be trying to do the unthinkable. I can't believe it. They might be trying to do the unthinkable. Do they have enough people to do 4 buildings at the same time? Huh. That would be interesting. All right, there you go. That's the latest update. There's no other update other than that, unless, well, no real updates. Post retirement travel says, I am looking at quite a few projects coming to Macau. That's what I was trying to tell you, including luxury villas and residences. North of that is all virgin lots, but I bet by now anything on the ocean is expensive. Yes, like the Celia next door at Moon Palace. They're selling 2 bedrooms for 500 grand. We're talking about 2-bedroom condos. You think I'm lying? I'm just playing with you guys. I know you guys don't think I'm lying, but I'm going to bring the receipts. It's unfreaking believable. I'm like, are these something special? I'm like, I don't really care if they're by Moon Palace. What do you mean 500 and some $1,000 for a 2-bedroom? That's insane. In DR, you can buy villas for this. Okay, here we go. We have Solia Towers 1. All right. Check this out. Check this out. This is insane. Oh man, I got to turn it sideways so you guys can see some of these prices. Look at this. Golf, Garden View, and Golf View. The white lines is what's available. Look at this. Look at this. 2 bedroom, $465,000. It's 129. That's a garden view, 130 square feet. Sorry, 130 square meters. That's about 1,430 square feet. Insane. That's garden view. Golf view is 464,000, same square footage. Golf view. Ocean view, 480,000 for the same square footage. And they keep selling. Ocean view, 504,000 for the same square footage, and their balconies 29 square meters, which is over 300 square feet. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty great. 300 square feet for a balcony is interesting. But 500,000, ladies and gentlemen, for a 2 bedroom, 2 bath condo at Moon Palace, Soleil Tower. Geesh. Another ocean view, same size, 545. So I guess it depends on what building you're in. And then a whole bunch of other ocean views, 581,000 for the same unit. Ocean view. So we're approaching 600 G's for 1,400 square foot places. That's $3,000 per square meter minimum. So they are over 3,000 because 3 times 14. No, it's 4. Sheesh. Wow, they're approaching 4. They are on 4,000 square meters per square meter is what they're charging. Holy smokes. Can you imagine a studio that's 50 square meters and somebody's going, yeah, give me 200 and some $1,000 for this? Studio. 1 bedrooms that are 50 square meters. That's crazy. Crazy. And that's why the 1 bedrooms cost 203,000. Garden view, which is crazy. A 1 bedroom. Do they have ocean views? Yep. 1 bedroom ocean view, ladies and gentlemen. It's 75 square meters, which is roughly about 82, 83 square feet. 1 bedroom, $321,000. There you go. Yeah, that's what Macau is. That's why people who purchased in Macau early, they may have an advantage. Like we have a few people here that purchased maybe at Macau Hills, and Macau Gardens was the condo. Macau Hills are villas. They're small, but the point is they're good. They're good. So that's a great price that you could buy those villas for 70 grand, 80 grand, a 2 bedroom or 3 bedroom, 2 bath villa, 110 grand. In fact, you can still buy some for their third phase or something like that. But it's not near these guys. It's not near Hard Rock, not near Moon Palace. It's out somewhere else. So it's just the area is going to gain popularity. And geez, the prices are off the charts. Here we go. EV Play says post-retirement travel. Macau Hills Villas around 15 minutes from Macau Beach. Still around 100K for a 2 bedroom. There you go. He's exactly right. Exactly right. And here's the other factor. They have a beach club. It's not on the beach, though. It's on the way to the beach. Unless they've changed something and was able to buy some, I don't see how, because hotels are there. But the thing is, there's going to be other hotels on the left-hand side when you go down to the beach. So maybe something else happens. But as far as I know, the guys from Macau Hills is going to share with the Avalon, or maybe part of Avalon. I don't know what happened. But the point is, they're supposed to have a beach club, which is cool. Which, again, it's not at the beach, though. But still, restaurant, pool, chill zone, because you're owners. What's wrong with that, ladies and gentlemen? You're paying HOA fees for it. Still going to be cool. Hey, E, have you spoken about the Dominican women living in the United States that got swindled for $30K for the pre-construction villa, pre-construction project she invested in Macau? Yeah, I have not talked about that because once again, I couldn't get the whole gist of what she even say a project. I'm like, why did she not say the project? I'm like, there's several projects in Macau. That's the only, I'm like, what is she talking about? So without a name, we can't talk about it because I'm not going to guess. There's too many projects. There's condo hotels. There's residences by these hotel chains. There's a bunch of stuff going on. There's even, like I said, Macau Hills, Macau Garden, which is part of Macau Hills. Those are villas. But in order for, so you're putting down 10 or 20%. So, like EV Place said, the 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom units are 100,000, 110, 100, whatever. They're around 100,000, 110, 115. So 10% down would have been like 11 grand. 20% down would have been 20 some grand. In order to get to 30, you'd have to put down 30%, which nobody, well, I don't know anybody that does a 30-40 plan. So I don't know which project she would have done that, at least at Macau Hills. I don't know of any other projects other than something that started 5 years, 4 years back when they were just starting out in Macau. They did some things right. I shouldn't say, yeah, it's in Macau. It's in the freeway. It's on the right side of the freeway. So I don't really know whatever happened to those projects because they should have been built. They were basically 5 or 6 floors, a pool, and parking. I know about those projects, but I don't know what happened because they should have been built by now. So without a name, we will never know. So if you get a name, Mo, let me know. So then we can do some research because if we talked about it, then I would have records of it. But if we didn't, then that means it's going to be just like a Vastancia where you find out about it because somebody bought it and said, hey, check this out. So we'll know. DIM pals, welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Another investors in the house making hay with those Yield Max ETF option trading. It must have been one hell of a ride on Friday and Monday. So I'm sure you're doing the salsa dance as well. And brings the tagline, good evening, everyone. Is it Friday yet? Looking forward to those salsa dance days. I know. It's like Friday has a whole new meaning. Post-retirement travel EV Place. You have something at Macau Hills, right? Yes. Is that 15 minutes inland? Damn, I remember going in that area with an ATV, nothing there, just virgin beaches. Should have bought land then. That's exactly close to where it is, allegedly, because I don't know where it is. At first, they said it was right up a little ways from there, less than 5 minutes. Then somebody said it was on the other side of the freeway. So I don't actually know where Macau Hills is. But as far as I know, it's on the left side of the freeway where you're talking about the ATVs and the buggy rides and all that. It's supposedly up the street from there, but again, I don't know exactly where it is. So maybe EV Place knows. Post retirement travel. Yeah, I'm waiting for 2 villas. It's going to be winter. EV Place headquarters. Right on. Larimar will be ready 2045 for first phase completion. Maybe. Oh, Mo, it's not going to be 2045, man. They're pouring foundation. So therefore, you can just figure out now, like I said, your best guess. If they use panels, which that means they would have had to change the configuration of the units, but that would be a lot faster. But if they're doing blocks, well, again, wake me in 2029 just to see how far they've gotten. They might have one building done. I mean, let's get real. But having 5 or 6 buildings done, no. So if we start talking about first phase, second phase, hotels, lots with villas in them, golf course, 9-hole on the front by the Farallon, 18 holes in the back. First of all, just so everybody understands, so nobody can fool you out here if you're buying real estate and somebody says, we're going to have golf courses. If they're going to build a golf course, let's just say it's a 9-hole golf course, and let's just say it's 100 acres. A 9-hole golf course can take you 2 years to 3 years to build. When somebody says we're going to build an 18-hole golf course, well, that's going to take anywhere from 3 years to 5 years. You have to have drainage issues. You're going to have water. You're going to have sand traps. You're going to have your terrain altered. You're going to have to plant the sod or the grass that you want to grow in that environment. All of this takes a lot of time. And when you are busting up rocks to make it happen, that takes up time. And they have one other little thing at Larimar: environmental impact. Apparently, there may be what you would call flora and fauna that is endangered, and they can't move them, or they have to move them and can't destroy them. So that takes up a lot of space and time, especially if you start talking about a 200-acre golf course. I think their 18-hole in the back isn't 200 acres. I advised. Of course, they didn't listen. Advised 250 acres. Why? It's very simple. Because in that configuration, you can have a PGA rated course. Even if the PGA Tour guys don't come, I can still have the second tier golf tournaments to come if I made my 18-hole golf course correct. But again, I'm just a non-consultant with them. They wouldn't listen to me if they're, well, they might. But the point is, what they should have done is, instead of having that 9-hole golf course sitting up front, they should have changed where the golf course was going to be, actually put it in the middle of the damn place. So when you come down, you're playing some holes that you can see the ocean. Several 4 holes, 5 holes, and then go back to the country club. That would have been my thing. Instead of putting the 9-hole golf course up front. And I'd have been like, hey man, you can make another back 9 somewhere, but this thing about on the Farallon that has the views and a freaking golf course in DR, let's get real. How many people's on the golf course in DR? It's hot out there. 7 months, 8 months out of the year, it's hot to be walking around in high humidity golfing. And it's expensive. So Dominicans, it's not like they're rushing out to the golf course. Let's get real. I mean, I just don't understand that. It's a rich man's game. But Larimar, first phase, not 20 years. It's not 2045, man. That's way out there. No, if you talk about, okay, let's, there's people watching this. Let's get serious about Larimar. There's, now there's Horizon 1, Prime Towers, there's 4, so that's 5. And then we have, I'm missing some. That's 5. No, I'm not missing it. That's 5. That's the first phase. Plus the real first phase or the new first phase. I mean, okay. Then there's supposed to be 0.6 of a kilometer with man-made beaches. Well, the man-made beaches appears to turn into beach clubs. So now if you make a pool and a jacuzzi or jacuzzi, I don't know what they're building, that's much different than creating man-made beach like the beach downtown. That's a whole different ball game, making that look. So if we're going with right now, it looks like two of their renderings have turned into beach clubs with a pool, like we're in Vegas or something. Like it's a pool and jacuzzis. I'm like, where's the DJ booth? What's happening? I thought this was a beach club. I mean, this is what we're talking. First, it was supposed to be meandering, man-made beaches with lounge chairs and making it look like the beach, the man-made beaches at Vistacana. That's what it was supposed to be, and then it look over the cliff and you see the water and walk along there and all that. Now, two renderings, Origin, I think it's called Origin, and another one. They just look like a pool and a lounge area, maybe have a restaurant and jacuzzi. I'm like, you can stay at the hotel for that. What's the problem? But anyhow, that's just my beef. So if you're going to build those things, those are easy to build. You can build that stuff in 5 months, 6 months. I mean, that ain't nothing. But first phase itself, that see, you guys have to understand, me, Mo, and a lot of you, post retirement travel, Brian P, a lot of you were here already and know what first phase is really supposed to be. So this is why Mo's saying 2045, because first phase was supposed to include a downtown area. So let's just say what's about to happen now. Let's just say there's two pools, two restaurants, and two jacuzzi. But first of all, again, they don't listen to me. But if they are listening to me, this is dumbassery. And the reason I'm going to say this, ladies and gentlemen, the towers that I just showed you, there's supposed to be a pool in between the towers. I don't need to go down to the cliff to go to the pool. So who's this going to be for? Somebody's going to say the obvious answer. It's going to be for the people staying at the hotel. Wait, there's going to be a pool and jacuzzi at the hotel. So again, who's actually going to be coming to go hang at these so-called beach clubs? And don't even try to tell me some crazy nonsense that I'm going to be in downtown Punta Cana, or I'm going to be in Bavaro, or I'm going to be over in Pueblo, Bavaro, hanging out with Joe Nay and telling me I'm going to drive up the mountain to go to a beach club when I can go 2 or 3 kilometers this way and be at the actual beach at the beach club. That's crazy. Nobody's leaving from downtown to go drive 20 minutes that way when all they got to do is drive 5 to 10 minutes this way and they're going to be at the beach at a beach club. So that's ridiculous. All right, enough of my rant. Enough of my rant. So this is why Mo knows what the first phase is supposed to be. The 18-hole golf course was supposed to have 9 holes completed. So start adding all this up. They haven't even started the 18-hole golf course as far as we know. So when are they going to finish the 9 holes? It's going to still take them like 2 years. They haven't started. So they haven't started the 9 holes on the fair line. So we know 2 years out is first phase. They haven't started any downtown restaurant, bars, anything like that. They haven't started that. So that's where he's getting his 2045, because ultimately that's the first phase. So it looks like right now, maybe they'll finish some towers. Maybe let's just say they finish 4 towers. But when are they going to finish 4 towers? But they're supposed to finish 5. How long is it going to take them to do 5 towers? I don't know. They seem to think they'll be able to do it in 3-4 years. I don't think so. But wake me in 2029. Is the way I look at it. Maybe I'll see a tower or 2, but I don't think I'm going to see 5. And I don't know if I'm going to see anything downtown, and I don't know if I'm going to see hotels. Like Sonesta Hotels is who they said they made an agreement with. When they're going to start building hotels? It takes almost 3 years to build hotels, unless you're building freaking 50 rooms or something. I don't know. But again, how are we going to get people up there if you don't have any reason other than I have pools, a hotel? Again, what are we talking about here? People are going to go golfing and then want to go to the beach club? Come on, stop it. You're supposed to have a mall. You're supposed to have a restaurant, bars, nightclubs, a downtown city area. That was supposed to be part of first phase. Clearly, that's not going to happen. Otherwise, we'd be waiting another 10 years. College, a school or college, a medical facility, all that's on site. But that wasn't first phase, though. But I'm just saying, just the first phase alone about having a 6 of a kilometer boardwalk that was supposed to be man-made beaches, and it was supposed to have a shopping center behind. So when you walk along the shopping area, there was supposed to be restaurant, bars, whatever, pizza joint, ice cream shops, salons. That was supposed to be built, but a sixth of that. So again, um, and the worst part is levels. There was supposed to be levels. So where we see the origin night bar, beach club, and when we see that second one, that was supposed to be on a first level, and there was supposed to be a second level that owners of the owners of, well, first phase, Prime Tower, Horizon, the owners can go to the second level, and that's the owner's level. Then there was supposed to be a lower level, which is what is being built now. Now, after going out there, it's like, hold on a second, how are they going to do a second level? So I think I don't know if it's going to be scrapped or not, but I don't see how they're going to build levels. So that's the other thing. So that's going to be out the window. I'm assuming. I don't know for a fact, but what we know is different than what they're showing or telling people now. That's the problem. So that's why Mo says 2045, because he knows what the first phase was supposed to be. And by calculations, that is probably 7 to 10 years from now, somewhere in that zone. So if you start doing the first phase, then you already ran past the second phase. Paradise Tower 1, Paradise Tower 2, which is supposed to be a condo hotel, but they haven't even much mentioned it. Breeze Tower 1, all those, not Paradise 1, Breeze Tower 1 was supposed to be done. I'll even give them grace by December 2026. That's not possible. There's already 5 due. Now there's going to be 7 due in a year and 4 months. No, can't be done. So now when you go on the other side of the fence, that's going to be phase 2, Paradise 1, Breeze Towers 1. There's supposed to be a man-made beach behind Breeze Towers. Not a beach club, but a man-made beach. We'll see what happens. But all I'm saying, this is why he's up here. He has every reason to say 2045. I don't think it's going to be that, because that's 20 years from now. I think it's going to be, again, it depends on your degrees. What I want to see is towers. I want to see towers. I want to see a boardwalk. Because then if you have visitors, your visitors are staying there. They will go down to their own beach, but at least they'll be like, oh man, we can go down to the beach club and chill out and get this awesome scenic view. That's a little cachet, but after they're there, where's everything else? Where's the restaurants besides these little beach clubs? Is there anything else there? Is there any grocery store? Is there any mini mart? I mean, so that's why he's saying first phase will be completed before 2045. But the overall thing is going to take a long time. I don't see how it's going to change. It's going to take a long time. So anyhow, that's my opinion. I'm taking all bets. You can't take a bet, man. That's 20 years from now. Who's going to be holding for 20? Oh man, you know you can't do that. Well, see, there's again, we can't do bets on. I would love to bet on Larimar for long-term play, but we can't do that. I can't do it. I can't do it because my thing is, here's a reason why. There was supposed to be Horizon 2, right? Horizon 1, Horizon 2, Horizon View 1, Horizon View 2. Now we were going to have two horizons. Now there's only going to be one. So they take away one of the horizons. Then they say we're going to build a 9-hole golf course. None of those two things were planned, even though I would say it's easier to build the 9-hole golf course in 2 years than it is to build 17-story high buildings in 2 years. So, uh, so my thing is timeline shrinks back when you say, well, we're only going to build one tower, which they were only going to build one tower first phase. But whenever they were going to build the second tower, that those two towers alone is not going to take 2 years like a 9-hole golf course. So they shrunk the timeline. And we don't know what else they're shrinking. We don't even know what's going to be built there, quite frankly. You want to know why? Let me show you guys something. I just, it irritates me. I saw a popular YouTuber talking about Larimar, and he doesn't know exactly what the deal is. Let me show you guys something. Here's for all those people who's out here and not familiar. Let me show you on Larimar's website. I mean, not website, but some of the things they show. Let me see if I can see a old school video. Uh, Old school, right? Like, see these pictures like this? These are like new pictures. I don't know what that building is in the background, but I'm assuming it's some sort of, it's only one, it's like 3 levels. This building is not in any previous brochure of nothing on the boardwalk. And that little long little whatever that is, it looks like a pool more than it does a meandering beach. So again, these type of things that they show, I don't know what this is. It could be a beach. It looks like a beach. It looks like some sort of man-made beach, but that's not in the plans. So good, no nobody that owns there really truly knows, I don't think, what's going to happen. And by doing that, that's why you can't even place any real bets, because you go first phase and the next thing you know, these guys done did some changes and took away stuff, and then be like, first phase done, and you're like, wait, that's not the first phase we were talking about. So here you go, this somewhat new design. So you guys can see right here, this is like a new design. You see, like, that's kind of like a new design. All right, that's a whole different setup. I don't know what these little 3-level things are. I mean, I don't know what that is. And I don't see what I needed to see was that nice long boardwalk that had the stores, that was supposed to have the stores, the restaurants, and all that. I don't see that anymore. This is crazy to me. Crazy. So again, I don't know what these 4-level high things are. I I don't know. So they're showing all this stuff, but that's not what it was, which is fine. But at least tell owners what the changes are. Um, Here's Breeze Towers, which is phase 2, right? Look at all this man-made beach out back and all that. I mean, That's the board. I mean, that's a lot of stuff, ladies and gentlemen. That's why he's talking about 2045. 465K. Yeah, man. Yeah. Can you believe that? For condos by Moon Palace. Post retirement travel, he's like, hey, his unit's worth that. 430, 440, 450. Post retirement travel, Mo Better. What's up, buddy? Are you also pending a Larimar contract? No, he didn't make the move. If it makes you feel better, I've been waiting close to 7 years. We're finally closing in the next. Oh, he's saying 5 to 7 months. I don't believe it. I still think it's going to be next summer. But they're saying this year? Well, wait, 5 to 7. Wait, it's August. 5 months from now is, 5 months is December. So February. Okay, that gets us in the ballpark. Yeah, I think July. Wake me up in July next year. I think that's when you'll be doing your thing, post retirement travel. And once it rolls over, that's going to be like 8 years of patience. 8 years. Lots have changed. Joe Nay, I was just speaking about you. Another investor's here doing the salsa dance and staying nice and cool, I'm sure. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he brings his tagline this evening. What's good, everybody? How is everybody this evening? Everybody's doing fine, I'm sure, because the salsa dance is full effect Friday and Monday. You got to love it. You got to love it. I bought 5 properties for that price. That's what I'm saying. Great moves. This is what we used to talk about before. EV Place is a new member of the channel this year. He luckily found us. He's been doing crazy numbers with his investments, some of the strategies that we've talked about here. He's over 30 some percent for the year, and we're not even done yet. He just started like 3 months ago. And that is the whole point we were trying to make 3, 4, 5 years ago. You can buy, it's the Joe Nay strategy and the EV Play strategy, the emerging millionaire strategy. You buy the right price. So if you buy, like, I'll use EV Place because he said he bought at Macau Hills. Let's say you bought Macau Hills Villa 100,000. That's one. Then he got something at Blue Marlin. Is it Blue Marlin? I think so. Um, let's say the 1 bedroom penthouse is 65 grand. That's 165. Let's say you got another 1 bedroom penthouse for 65. So there's 230. Then let's say you got another villa for 110 grand. You're at 250 for 4 pieces of property. Now, exponentials I used to talk about, and I start again. 4 properties, 250. Now, let's say you have a 5th property because you want to be an emerging millionaire, and your 5th property is another $150,000. Let's just use that. $400,000, 5 properties. Understand the rule, 0.1%. If you're going to do short-term rentals, we want 0.1%. If you had all 5 properties on the market, can you get $400 combined per night? That means you need an average of $80 per night. That's it. That's not too far-fetched. You can get an average of 80, especially if you have villas and you have 1 bedroom penthouse units and you might even have ocean view. All of a sudden, you're like, yeah, I can charge $90 here, $70 here, $120 here because it's a villa. And it's in Macau, beach club, clubhouse. I mean, it's doable. And the appreciation value of all your property. Because but when it's built, what would have happened in the past, if they can continue with tourist numbers in DR, then what's going to happen? The value of the properties are going to rise. So if you were able to get a 1 bedroom for 65,000, You can turn around and sell that right now for 120, 130. And you had two of them. So you can get back 260 right now, 240 right now. But I'll use his. He's got penthouses. So obviously you can get 260 right now. And didn't even do anything and made 60, let's call it 60, 65,000 each, 130,000, and still have 3 units left. So he's gotten back 260,000 of the $400,000 investment. Now he's only out 140. And you have 3 properties. I think you can do $50 per night on average. You'll be fine. That meets your 1% criteria. So you're going to earn about 20% on your money if you can get occupancy rates around 50 to 55%. Not 60, not 70, not 80, just 50% occupancy. You got double digits return. Winning. I bought 5 properties. EV Place, congratulations. I knew you are in the emerging millionaire club. Passive income for life is what I call it. Appreciation of your properties get you to the emerging millionaire club. Because basically, let's just face it, the $400,000 properties are going to be worth $1 million between the villas, the 1-bedroom penthouses, and I can't remember the other unit you got, but that's what's going to happen. You're going to be there. Post-retirement travel, Eric, the good news is that by the time they build your Larimar apartment, it'll be worth a fortune. Once you walk into that new apartment, you'll be very happy. It happened to me with Margaritaville. Well, if I'm still on their list, like I said, no refund, no nothing, but I don't know what they're going to do. But you know what's even funnier? What's even funnier is I'm assuming that all of a sudden they start building and getting up like a floor 1, floor 2, all of it, floor 1 for that matter, bottom levels, floor 1. Damn, might even have to start sending checks. But the good news is the checks are just arbitrary because at that point we have like 5 years to finish. In my estimate, well, it depends. One building will be built before 5 years. 2 buildings, maybe. But 4 or 5 buildings, no. They can do 2 buildings in 4 years. 5, yeah, they can do 2 buildings in 4 years. They can do 3 buildings probably in 4 years. But 4 buildings is stretching it, in my opinion. So we're going to find out. This is going to be an experiment because there is no other place unless they got some Miami developers doing something, which I know they don't. Then we would be talking. Eric, the good news. Once you walk into that new apartment, you'll be very happy. It happened to me with Margaritaville. Yeah. If I'm still lucky enough to own there, if they don't reject me and all that, yeah, we'd be good. We would be good. Joe Nay says, I'm a little late. It's okay, man. I know what you were doing. It was all that sweating from this afternoon, getting those ding, 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 dings, doing the salsa dance. And you're out there, out there by the pool. And they're like, what's happening? He's like, I'm hearing the ding, 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 ding. He's like, hold on. They're like, what's going on? Let me show you guys. Yeah, you're out there doing the salsa dance today. I know, man. It's all good. Eric, good news. By the time they build, yeah, exactly, man. You're right about that. Jonay, I'm going up to Larimar on Thursday. Oh, man, Jonay, you're finally going up there. Uh-oh, what's this? Thursday. He's going up there. I'm going to try to work with this drone I got. Exactly. I got a drone, man. I've never even used it. Crazy. I even had it with me last time I was there, and I was like, Avalon Beach Club will be 600 meters from the beach. Yeah, EV Place. EV, EV Place, I know, man. It sounds cool, 600 meters. You're thinking, in most people's mind, they think 600 feet, right? No, 600 meters is 6 football fields. It's not even close to the beach. That is a long ass walk. In fact, you know what? Let's just go with the mathematics right now. 600 meters to miles. I want to find out. Is it 0.2, 0.4, 0.3? What is it? 0.3? I think it's point. It's almost 0.4. 0.37. So it's 1/3 of a mile. And if that's the case, it takes, it's not 1 mile. 1 mile takes about 15 minutes. So the good news, or no, half a mile. The good news is it'll take you about 10 to 15 minutes. Well, no, I forgot. That's 600 meters to the beach, but that is not where Macau Hills is. So, but ladies and gentlemen, Macau Hills is supposed to have a shuttle that's going to take you from Macau Hills 1, 2, and 3 and drop you at the beach. And on the way to the beach is the beach club. And Avalon's the builder now, which is cool. They're already built things already, and they already have a beach club. So it's pretty cool. Macau Hills is 10, 40, 50 or 20, 40, 40. Yeah. Yeah, it's 10,000, let's say 100,000, 10,000 down, 40,000. But hey, their delivery date, uh, people don't have 2.5 years anymore or 30 months anymore. Well, it depends. What's their, do I even have their info? What's their third phase? When's delivery of third phase is the $1 million question. I don't know. I don't know. All right, Mo Better. What's up, Bet Victor? Exactly, Mo Better. Yes, I saw a DRTV news podcast, and they were talking about a project I believe was called Punta Cana Macau. Yeah, I've never heard of it. That's what she said. But then I was just thinking, like, is that the name of it, Punta Cana Macau, or is she just talking about some project at Punta Cana Macau? Because I was trying to translate, I don't really speak full Spanish or anything. So all I heard her say was something about Punta Cana Macau and having a problem. And I'm like, where's that at? I've never heard of Punta Cana Macau, but she didn't say project. She didn't say nothing else. She didn't name names. I'm like, come on now. You're all upset. Let's go. I'll just Google. I don't know. I don't know of this thing. So while she was upset, I'm like, name names, damn it. I mean, give us the person's name that's running it, something. Again, though, there was these projects. Speaking of that, I Googled it. What came up is $102,000, 2-bedroom villas, Macau Hills. Um, so there's no way to know. I see Macau Gardens, Aldea, Macau. This is new. There's a new project, Aldea Macau. So I don't see anything called that. I don't see one thing called what she said. So that's why I kind of dismissed it. I'm like, what's she talking about? There's no Punta Cana Macau. So unless, is that your translation? Post-retirement travel, Punta Cana Macau. There's no Google for it. There's nobody promoting Punta Cana Macau. So I don't know what project she's talking about. Unfortunately. Let's get back to Brian P. telling me something. Homeowners take legal action after HOA's sudden action causes dangerous issues. We have children going to school without proper hygiene. Oh man, that means there's no water running. Waldrop Place condominiums in DeKalb County, Georgia, what started as a dispute over water meters escalated into full-blown crisis, leaving dozens of residents without water. Oh my God. This is, hey, I told you guys already. economy crumbling, infrastructure crumbling, a declining empire right before our very eyes. And the only people that's going to escape and win are those who are making investments. And you know what ship you need to be on, the Titanic. But that's a bad analogy, because if you're going to be on the Titanic with all the other rich guys, you better figure out where your lifeboat's going to be. And your lifeboat is going to be you and your investments and how you're going to be able to maneuver. And I always suggest you better have two locations offshore. Another country should be holding some of your assets. A business in another country holding your assets. Because if anything happens here, then you can be like a normal person and say, you know what, I'll just go to where I like to hang out and go do business there and make money there. And I have stuff there. It's a lot easier when you have stuff there. All right. So it's that simple. But this HOA over here in the Cab County, what? These look brand. Wow. Nearly 50 units were impacted by abrupt water shutoffs ordered by the Hasbro Utility Services. We had people who are on dialysis. Oh, you know what? Speaking of that, that is a lawsuit, because anybody that has medical and health issues and elderly, they're not supposed to cut off the water. I don't know what the hell is going on. That is going to be a lawsuit. Um, According to Simmons, the conflict began when reservoir water meter installations. Oh, are you kidding me? This is what we're dealing with in this declining empire. Oh my. Are you kidding me right now? Bill, not in it. They didn't put in water meters? The builder didn't put, oh my God, this cannot happen. Despite lacking legal authority, Jasper allegedly proceeded to shut off water services anyway. Yeah, that's a lot of things about a lot of states, even I'm pretty sure this state too. You can't just shut off water. So they let the water bill keep going, because if they shut off water, they don't want to deal with $1 million lawsuits, because the person was, like they said, on dialysis, or the person was elderly and they're shut in, and person's in a, let's say, handicap, and they need the water. Hey, they're messed around and they're about to find out. This is not cool. Unfortunately, this isn't an isolated case. Across the country, homeowners associations have faced criticism of controlling and outright neglecting access to essential services and utilities. What? Oh my God. Hey, I keep trying to tell you guys, this is going down. This is happening. Water shut offs force families to rely on wasteful bottled water. Now you got a plastic situation. This is very true. Wow. How do you not have water meters in place and you're charging people? This is all bad. This is all bad. This is insane. See, ladies and gentlemen, again, you're going to have to watch your back out here. Nobody's watching your back. People just trying to take advantage, because when the ship goes down, remember what happened with the Titanic? There was some, remember, women and children first, and guys are jumping in on the lifeboats and not coming back to get other people, but getting away from the sinking ship. And there's only, instead of, I can't, let's say there's 20 people that it holds, these guys have 7, 8 people not coming back to get people. This is what happens. Every man for himself starts occurring. It's crazy. This is what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we need you in play. We need you to understand what's happening. That's all that matters. Once you understand, PRT, no. I jumped out of Larimar right after reserving, considering the amount of amenities Larimar has scaled back on it was the best decision of my life. He says it's his best decision. Well, that could very well be, because I tried to back out myself. But unfortunately, I have money tied still. But the point is, let's just say 5 years from now, they have your Prime Tower 1, your Prime Tower 2. That's 24 units. Okay. No, sorry, that's 34 units. That's 3 years, best case scenario. Okay, so let's say they have Prime 1, Prime 2, and Prime 3. We'll give them the whatever. And they have those 2 beach clubs, and they got some other stuff, because you can build a whole bunch of stuff in 4 years on the Farallon. And now all of a sudden they go, oh, this is cool. And then they say, I found some paperwork, because I never knew how much I actually paid for my unit. It was $131,000 for the 2-bedroom. So 4 years, 5 years, 4 years from now, that it's not going to be 131. It's going to be, I don't know what it'll be, but let's just easily double, right? 260, double. Well, if they do anything like makes it look kind of cool, it'll be more than 260. But because right now 2 bedrooms are selling for what, 199. I'm not talking about at Larimar, but around 2-bedroom condos, 199 to 250. And then if you're going to buy Noval or something like this at Poseidonia, they started doing crazy. 250, 280, 320. Sheesh. But that's the whole point. We don't know. So in 4 years, well, yeah, 3 years, they'll have Prime 1 and 2. Right? I mean, that's 36 months. That's two levels a month, which is not happening. So 2020, wake me in 2029. All right, wake me in 2029. The DR podcast show I watched yesterday, they were talking about referring charges via the San Domingo's district office. An investor from Spain lost his entire savings. Yeah, he can join the club. The DR podcast show I watched yesterday. Yeah, that must be the same one that we were watching. Yeah, exactly. And then they got to go to court, and that's a problem. That's what I'm saying. They messing up this thing of ours. You guys already know. I've been saying that for 2 years. Hey, Eric, I just got another Yield Max raise this week. He's out there doing the salsa dance. He checked his stuff. He's like, hold on now. Hold on. Oh. A few thousand coming in every week like clockwork. He's like, the best thing that ever happened was making those investments. And you know what the worst? Here's one of the things that is an opportunity lost. Remember, ladies and gentlemen. So now we're talking about it right now about I have 10% down for sure was 13,100 for sure. Then I had every 6-month payment. So I had a tier. Again, if you guys are going to buy property, I don't recommend it. Here's the other thing. I got to make an announcement in case anybody's watching this about buying. We were all in pre-construction. Now I say, why not wait until it's completed, even if you do have to pay an extra 20%? The reason I say this is because all of the contracts now, I don't know about Larimar's, and I don't know about Noval's. All of the contracts now, there was only like 3 companies anyhow that did no price increases. But even the companies that had the no price increase, turns out people had to pay more for allegedly something else, right? So there is basically no company that is not doing a price increase based on the cost of construction. So even if you do buy something for 120 grand, by the time it's built in 3, 4, 5 years, you will be charged something more. You don't know if it's going to be out of that 120 grand, if it's going to be 10,000 more, 15,000 more, 20,000 more, or 40,000 more, or more than that, because you don't know how much inflation is going to be. That's unknown in the future. All we need is a crisis. All you need is like some sort of earthquake, hurricane, and there's problems with the cost of construction. So, Yield Max, we know what you're talking about. Getting them raises from Yield Max, Jonay, ULTY paid, and I was surprised. Those dividend reinvestments at a little over $6 starts to add up over 6 months. That's what I was trying to tell you. I got to keep my phone on the charger. That's it. You got to love it, right? We have to love it, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Nate says it exactly right. You might start off and you say, oh, let me just buy 100 shares or let me buy 50 shares. And then all of a sudden you're like, hold on a second. It's giving me an extra 3, 4 shares. And then 3, 4 weeks later, because they give out every week, another 3, 4. Wait a minute. That's like 12, 15 shares. Wait, it reinvest. Now next month I'm getting 50 shares. And then it starts snowballing because it does take about 8, 9 months. And then you go from a line that starts going like this to an vertical line. But it takes you like 10, well, I shouldn't say 8, 9 months. It takes you like 10 to 12. And that's when things start getting crazy because now you turn into, I invested 100 times 6, but then now you actually have an extra 300 shares because you started the inversion starting to go up. And now all of a sudden, when somebody says, well, hey, I'm getting, I don't know what it was. Let's say it's 10 cents per share. And people would say, well, no big deal. It's $60. You got 100 shares, not 60, but 100. What is that? 100 shares, 10 cents a share, $10. So you're like, no big deal. But then somebody says, yeah, but it's $10 per week on average. So it's $40 per month, but I'm reinvesting. So now it's $50, but that's reinvesting. So now the next month it's 50 on, and then now it's more because it's only $6. So you're getting more shares, but the inversion starts going crazy after 10 to 12 months. And after a year, that's when things really get crazy. Add a little bit more. Yep, exactly. Exactly. I got reinvestments. I got some more ULTY. I'm just like you. Brian P. 608, but back to 615. It's all right. We wanted to stay around 6. I'm happy. Dollar cost average is in the low. I don't know if I'm at 608. I know I'm not in the fives. I'm in the low sixes. I might be 620 or 630. But it's all right. I reinvested at a lower price. I'm happy. This is what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you make money. Remember, there's things that are going to happen out here. A lot of bad things happen out here. All right. This is messed up because I don't know which, oh, this one for on. I messed up. I really, really messed up. Golly. I don't have this name properly all this time. Market crash. We're not talking about a market crash here. The market crash, you're supposed to be taking advantage at these low prices. There's people sitting on the sidelines. You guys can't be sitting on the sidelines out here. That's scary. All right. I see what's going down. Okay. Fine. But yeah, Brian P., thank you for that. Appreciate it. Still a good buy. Exactly. It's a good buy. We want it to be in the $6 to $6.50 range as long as they're going to give us like 30 or 40% annually or more. That's where you want it to be, right? The economy crumbling. That's what we want. We want crumbling. That's the point. We have to have crumbling, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you make money when there's blood in the streets. And then while everybody's fleeing, that's when you're picking up the cheaper assets. Just like in a housing crisis, you pick up the cheaper assets. And if you're in position to buy up real, Jesus, I blew it. When you're sitting there being able to buy up things, Okay, that's it. Still a goodbye, exactly. Mo says, how do you go from a man-made beach over a mile long to a jacuzzi? Exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. They're changing the whole thing. Nobody even knows what they're building. That's why I showed their Instagram pictures because I don't know what these 3 or 4 level things are. These hotels, I mean, these clearly are not 5-star hotels, which is another thing, ladies and gentlemen. Again, when we start talking Larimar, Mo, E. White, Georges Charles, myself, we were there in December 2023. I think that was the first SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum. We were at Larimar's office. We have recordings that have been unreleased because what they were telling us, we were recording, we're talking, we're in a big circle with all the CEO and his staff. They're all there. The I don't know their rankings, but let's just say it's a vice president and the marketing head of marketing, Danny Malky, Juan Andreas. I think the German was there. Their legal was there in the background. We're sitting there taking pictures and talking, recording. So all that stuff we have, and so we have a difference of what actually. So when you're hearing on recordings in December 2023, and they're going, "Oh yeah, we're waiting on one piece of paper, and then we'll start building." Okay, don't worry, everything's gonna be fine. We're on the stock exchange in what Spain and all this. We're like, all right, here, take some gear, guys. Okay, cool. Okay, but I come back uh the following month, January, because they said, hey, we should be able to start building in January. Okay, no, not happening. But that's okay because it's X amount of acres. It's like, okay, no project's actually, started this far in advance anyhow. So, but when it got to be 2024 and we're doing the SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Music Festival, and now we go say, hey, what's up? I thought you were supposed to be building since last year. Here it is, 2024. What's happening? Oh, we're waiting on that piece of. We're like, we heard this. I'm like, they weren't with me. I'm like, I heard this before. What's going? Then we find out September 2024. There's an environmental impact license. Why didn't they just say they were waiting on the environmental impact license? I don't get it. Goodwill would have went a longer way. Um, yeah. That's just it. He says, come on, E. This is not what the early investors bought into. You're damn right this ain't what the investors bought into. This is why I was going over it. I'm like, hey, we weren't buying into no damn beach clubs that were just like a swimming pool, a jacuzzi, and a freaking. This is crazy. And now there's going to be 2 of them because I don't know what that other building was that has a pool, and it looked like the one long thing looked like it was going to have some sort of beach with loungers, but again, that's not what it was supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to be some pool that's just a long pool. It was supposed to be like Vista Cana, man-made beach club, the beach downtown. That was supposed to be the whole thing where people would walk around each side of it, have shops, stores, restaurants, bars, mini marts, whatever. They were going to lease the spaces. They weren't going to allow people to buy them. They said you can rent them. I was like, that's pretty cool. So now you have your own little boardwalk that you put up there. I'm like, yeah, people will come do that because we got shopping. You got whatever other innovative things that people could have in there. So now and you build towers and you build hotels and you're going to have all this on first phase. Then there's going to be people up there and put it on Airbnb and people have ocean views like G. Charles, myself, E. White. Ocean views from I'm on 11th floor. I think E White because they were thinking E White was me. He's on the 14th floor. So high enough as well, because you can see the water from being on ground zero. So it was a beautiful thing. But like he says, Mo says, we were there. We know what it was supposed to look like. So when they show us these new renderings, we're like, what the F is this? Where's the bungalows over water? We're not having those. Wait a minute. You're supposed to have these bungalows over water, and the bungalows over water means about $1,000 per night minimum. So if you have bungalows over water, 5-star, 1,000 and up per night, then you have 2 5-star hotels. I'm not saying they're like Cap Cana where you're going to be charging whatever 500 a night or 450 or 350 a night, but 5-star hotels means it's upscale. So now if you have the bungalows, you have the 5-star hotels with restaurants, their own pools and stuff. They can come down to the beach club. I don't know about that, but let's say they could. Now all of a sudden you have upscale, you had people who want to come there. Now that helps everybody, because now are we going to be able to get 1%, $130 per night? In anticipated back then, yes, in 2025, or let's give them 6 months after 2026, March, April, May, whatever. Ocean view. Of course, I think we can get 130 if we had ocean view from there and we had all those things that I just mentioned. And that's just a beginning. And it goes 2.6 of a mile or a kilometer. People would be like, oh, this is off the charts. But see, we don't have any of that. So that's why Mo is talking like he's talking, which people may not understand. Because we know what the first phase was supposed to be. 9 holes of a golf course out back. The sports complex, which, by the way, Mo, I forgot about. Basketball court, baseball, paddleball, tennis courts, sports complex out back, a driving range. All that was supposed to be in first phase. So I forgot all about that part. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that was supposed to be first phase. Mo Better. What's good, Mo? See you. Joe Nay. Nice to see you, man. I see you. What happened to ask the hotels? I left the hotels out on purpose to give them grace. But 4 prime towers, 16 stories tall, 2 breeze towers that are also 16 stories tall. Man, maybe. I know. I forgot about the hotels too, man. I just remembered about the bungalows over water that they're not building. Instead, they're putting a freaking 9-hole golf course there. Like, come on, man. And the levels isn't going to be there either that they showed, where there was supposed to be a lower level, which was beach clubs, which was rentals. People who would come up and stay there have to pay, but owners could go down there. And then there was a second level that was going to be the owner's level with their own not man-made beaches, but their own pools, loungers, and that was going to be cool. And owners can go down to the first level and don't have to pay. And on the first level is the boardwalk where there's shops, stores, restaurants, whatever. That is off the charts. This other thing, posting up beach clubs or making basically a pool area and restaurant and calling it a beach club, and then trying to make some sort of beach club thing after that. I'm like, no, just start with the damn man-made beach presentation from the get-go. We don't need no damn beach clubs. We don't need no pools and some jacuzzi or jacuzzi. Let's just roll with what it was supposed to be. And by the way, the reason me and Mo are different than everybody else and we feel a certain way is because they talk to us. This comes up. Hey guys, how you guys aren't pool builders. You guys say that you guys have made buildings. So are you guys going to get the guys that are making the man-made beach at the beach? Crystal. The Crystal, what is their name? Crystal Lagoons or something like that. They said, "Oh no. We don't need them. We have the technology. We know people that can help us make them, and we'll be able to make it okay, no problem. I'm like, are you sure you don't have any pool making history like this? Yeah, no problem. Okay, now fast forward 3 years later, and these guys are showing images and they're making a freaking beach, a pool, and a freaking jacuzzi or jacuzzi. I don't know what it is. That's what they're making. I'm like, that's, yeah, okay. Me, you, and everybody else. Give me 20 people. Give me the cement guy to come down. Give me some rebarb. Plaster guys come in. Yeah, we'll make a damn pool. That doesn't take anything special. That's what starts happening. That's why I take exception to what they're doing, because they're not sending people out emails going, hey guys, we're not making it like we made it before. They're just doing whatever. And people, of course, as investors, are going to sit there going, rah, 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 rah. And I'm like, F that. Because if you're going to tell me that I'm going to drive all the way up here to go to a pool and a jacuzzi just because I can see the water from here, why am I going to do all that? I don't care about seeing the water from here. First of all, it's if I don't really care that much. I'll just stop at Vista Cana and go to their man-made beach and pool. I mean, why am I going to drive 20, 25 minutes out of town? That doesn't even make any sense. That makes zero sense. And we don't have any five-star atmosphere either. So again, I take exception like Mo does. Um, yeah, I don't know what happened to the hotels. There's no mention of them. It's supposed to be Sonesta and the St. James, but again, I doubt any press releases that they do, because there's no way hotels wait around for 2-3 years. I shouldn't say no way. I mean, it's possible, but that deal about the Hotel Sonesta, I think, was in 2023. Here it is, 2025, and they don't even have groundbreaking for hotels. So again, I have nothing good to say. Nothing. Nothing good other than, hey, it's going to be made. So that's the only good news. But in what type of configuration? Supermarket, right. Underneath the towers, they were talking about putting like a grocery store, mini mart, supermarkets. So then they said the retail outlet, which is supposed to be behind Prime Towers, but they didn't make a commitment to whether that was going to hold a supermarket. They made it seem like a retail space, like it could be salons or, I don't know, fitness center. I don't know. So that's where we're going with this. Everybody that was in early 2022, 2023, even early 2024, they don't know nothing about this new stuff. And I don't even think they have a brochure showing this new stuff, because people they'd be underwhelmed. They'd be like, okay, man, I'll just go buy something at Vista Cana, and I'm close to town. I got 2 man-made beaches. I got a 9-hole golf course. I mean, come on. We got restaurants. We're going to have some more restaurants come in. We got a shopping center up front. We got banks. Come on, all kind of stuff. A salon up front when you roll in. We got a school there. They'll be like, I'll just stop here and hang out if I'm just going to hang out at the man-made beach and chill out and all that. And I can go to the beach right here, 5 to 10 minutes away. So why am I going to drive up here and pay for your beach club just because I can see the ocean? That's what it boils down to. There's no real reason. I need a reason to go to Cap Cana. I'm not going to Cap Cana. I need a reason to go to Cap Cana. And I don't even have a reason to go to Cap Cana. I can stay at a 5-star resort and pay whatever. I can stay at an Airbnb and pay 200 and something a night and go to the beach. But I can stay in Los Corrales and pay $70 a night and go to the beach in an Airbnb, or 50. So again, the incentive is not, I'm not going to certain places, and vacationers would say tourists come in different shapes and sizes. Some tourists go, I got to stay in Cap Cana. I got to stay up at Hard Rock. Like post-retirement travel loves Hard Rock area. So he's going to go to Hard Rock. He's going to go to Cap Cana because Margaritaville was there in that name only, but they built a resort and then I guess sold it. But the fact of the matter is, people are saying, I'm going to stay in those locations. Other people are saying, well, I'm not going to stay in those locations. And there's reasons why on everything, like Cap Cana, for instance. No matter what it is not a it's hard to say a tourist destination, but it's a tourist destination because you have like 3 beaches that are in the top 100 probably on a lot of people's list of best beaches is in Cap Cana. So that's the first thing. Then they have 5-star hotels and all inclusives. So now anytime you have all inclusive, you have tourists. And when you have 5-star, people are going to come. But if you actually come visit and stay in an Airbnb, you promptly find out you can go to the beach, no problem. But now everything else is pay your way. You want to go to the water park? Cost you money. Where's the grocery store? Well, previously not close by where you're staying. So now you got to leave to go to the grocery store. It wasn't convenient because it's not built like a resort. It's built like a residential type neighborhood. Golf course, yes. Actually, 3 of them. I mean, it's out of control. But that's what it is. It's almost like a residential area. They're not going to have any water parks there. They're not going to have any, well, free. That's not included. It's not the whole place. It's not a resort. Vista Cana, on the other hand, you can go to the sports complex. You can go to the man-made beach. You can go on the little island. You can go over and play on 2 freshwater lake, saltwater lake, and all that. You can go golfing, but if you go golfing, it always costs. But all these things are included, plus whatever your resort has. So people will have more fun because it's included and you're going to pay like, okay, it costs $75. But now my family of 4, hell, we can go to the sports complex. We can go up to the man-made beaches. We can go up. They added a pool by the man-made beach, by the way. They got restaurants up there. You can chill out. Children's playground, children's pool, events room. So they have things there where people would stay. So there's different things. And unfortunately, I think Larimar is missing the mark. And Joe Ney said he's going on Thursday with his drone to go get some pics of, hey, Joe Ney, please write this down, which is one of my pet peeves, ladies and gentlemen. Larimar, I have a lot of pet peeves. But they're supposed to be, which I'm very happy. I do not believe there will be. There was supposed to be a hotel in front of Larimar where the Prime Towers 1 and 2 was going to be built out to the ocean. Well, from the aerial views I see, it was supposed to have a hotel, and in front of the hotel was supposed to be the man-made, pool that meandered along with that little shopping zone. I don't see enough room. So when you go out, well, if you can go out there, yeah, you'll have a drone. So when you have that drone, let's see what's up front because it doesn't seem like there's enough land to put a hotel and water down in front. And I'm not talking about a pool. It was supposed to be a man-made beach type thing. So over the cliff. And since I guess there's not going to be levels, but we'll find there's no levels, no way. But I don't think there's enough room from the things I've seen. So that would mean there's another alteration. And that would also mean maybe some people don't have to be on the 7th floor to have ocean view. That would be awesome. So we'll find out. Maybe Prime Towers is the new Horizon View. I doubt it. I'm just saying. My wishful thinking. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about economy crumbling. So what? We will know what to do. Let's go win. So, economy crumbling looks like inflation rates are going higher. You need to reduce your debt ASAP. 1 year, 4 months. Make sure your credit score is at 775 or higher. You're going to thank me later because people won't be able to afford the item, but you will be able to afford low interest rate. And with your great credit, you'll be able to buy assets that pay you. And only a certain amount of people will be able to do that. There's going to be a limited number of opportunities, and you have to be in the upper 10%. All right. I can say this: all I see is condo and apartment construction in Pueblo, Bavaro, and Verone. Joe Nay, exactly. They did the gentrification. And you know what? It's sad that they have to do it, but quite frankly, the place did look like freaking third world country territory 5 years ago, 5, 6 years back. It was bad. Tin roofs. It was bad. I went out there when there was one building at oh God, what's that place across the street from you? It was one building up. Can't remember the name of it. Across from Jardines. Uh, Christopher. One building up from Christopher. That's it. Now look at Christopher 5 years later. And Joe Nay says that's where Christopher is in Pueblo, Bavaro. There's also a project that was supposed to be built at Pueblo, Bavaro, where there were 2-bedroom units for like 60 grand. Something of that nature 5 years ago, 4 years ago. I don't know whatever happened to them, but they're probably being built out there. But again, that gives you opportunity. Opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. Uh-oh. Cool. But thanks for letting us know, because actually Jardines is also very interesting because they have a basketball court, they have a pool, they have a little fitness gym, they have a restaurant or events room. I don't know which one, but they said they're going to put a restaurant back there. Their properties are under 100,000 still for some units. And they're building their 4. Jardines 4 is coming up as they finish up Jardines 3. So that's pretty good place. That's no credit check, no qualifying. That's the only way you can buy something. It has to be a great low deal. I would stay in that vein at this point. There's no reason to do any 299,000 units, villas or otherwise. Some people would say, well, I don't even know where you're going to buy a 299 villa these days, but Macau but it's per square feet, 100. We're talking about George's Charles, Mr. Emerging Millionaire. His unit is 2,600 square feet. So listen to this: 2,600 square feet. How about 200 and a roughly 90,000 or $280,000, close to 1,000 per square meter? And what if it's 4 bedrooms, 5.5 baths with a pool? 2,600, 4 bedrooms, 5.5 baths with a pool. Villa. Now, how much is that worth now? I don't know. At their place, maybe 350, 400. I don't know. But I do know this: if you can buy that at around 280 and you can charge 200, 280 a night, you can do that and it sleeps 10. All you have to do, ladies and gentlemen, go to Airbnb, put in Punta Cana, and put in sleep 10 or 12. See how much most of the villas, because condos usually can't sleep that many. Find out right there. That'll tell you, can you get 350 a night? Can you get 375? Can you get 280 a night? I think 280 is easy. 4 or 500 might be harder, but we don't need to make 4 or 500 to make profits. All right. So thank you for that information, man. Shopping mall and retail stores. Oh, yeah, I mentioned that. That was going to be first phase. okay, the mall wasn't going to be complete, but they were going to start where they were going to actually have nightclub, a few stores, restaurants. So people who were going to have their first phase at Prime Towers and Horizon One would have a place to go to hang out. If you have, oh dang man, this is I'll keep talking. I wasn't going to be on this long, but since Mo's here and we're talking about Larimar, they were going to have all of that with in the start. So when they built the towers, they were supposed to have a six of the boardwalk. So some of the man-made beach stuff was going to be there. Then they were going to have the five-star hotels, two of them. So that was in stone. Then it was going to be these shops and retail stores along the boardwalk. Then it was going to be a shopping mall in their little city area, which was, I don't know if it was 100, 200 yards down from the entrance or whatever. I don't know how it was configured really. But there were supposed to be bars, restaurants, nightclubs. So now you have a reason for people to stay here if they come. Bars, restaurant, nightclubs out over here in this shopping zone, which was going to have stores. So now that's a separate kind of thing. So now it makes sense. 5 stars. We had everything rolling. People lived there, 4 towers, 5 towers, and there's potentially 3, 4, 500 people could live there. And that also meant 3, 4, 500 to 1,000 people could be staying there as guests of the hotels and the towers. So now there's a reason to have a nightclub down there that holds 100, 200 people. Because most likely people are going to go hang out down there because there's nothing else up here unless I'm going to drive down to Coco Bongo. And at this present time, it takes about 20 minutes. So everything was going to be set up perfectly if they would have done what they were supposed to do. But ain't going to happen. Yeah, plus 16-story Horizon 1. We call Horizon View 1 Horizon 1 in case you're new here. But again, it's going to be interesting. I haven't seen any one of the 9-hole golf courses in Vista Cana as of yet in 4 months' time. Yeah, because it's weird. In Vista Cana, their 9-hole golf course is, I don't even know what it is. I've never even seen anybody on it because it's weird. It looks like you're doing like Top Golf. That's what it kind of reminds me of for the first, like, I don't know if they're counting that as a driving range or I can't even tell where the golf course actually is. It looks like they're just driving ranges. And then I started thinking, is this like a Top Golf kind of thing where you're going hole 1, hole 2, hole 3, and then if I hit it further, that's hole, I don't know what they're doing. I've never seen anybody on any aerial drone shots, anybody on this alleged golf course. I see what looks like holes, but it doesn't look, it's a 9-hole, but I don't see any, where's the driving range? I don't know what the hell's going on. But again, golf, I'm not a fan. I mean, okay, I'll reiterate. I'm a fan of golf, but I'm not a fan of golf for resorts. Not on an island. I've never been a fan on an island because there's a few things. I've been in travel for a long time, and the reason why is because who brings their golf clubs with them? Yes, people do, and yes, it costs. It used to cost an arm and a leg to do it. That doesn't even cost as much anymore, but it used to cost a lot more. But let's just say the 2 or 3 guys on the plane that brings their golf clubs. What there is not, let's just call it what it is. When you go on vacation to a tourist destination, people are not lined up at the golf course to go play golf. They have a whole lot of better things to do because you can play golf anywhere in the world. At your hometown, you can go golfing anytime. So now to go on vacation or go wherever, you're not going to have that many people from outside of that area coming to golf. So that's why I've always thought it's a waste of time. I'm not a big fan. And if you're going to build a golf course, like in the case of Larimar, then you do crazy cool stuff when you have ocean view. Well, they did Crazy Cool, which is a 9-hole golf course on the Farallon. If they build it right, that's going to be cool. That has potential. But the problem is it's in Dominican Republic. Do Dominicans really play golf? Because I know damn well when tourists come, not that many tourists are going to be at the golf course. Sure, there's going to be a few, but it's not going to be like that's going to be your destination when you come to Punta Cana. They're going to be going to the Punta Cana uh, uh, Corrales is what is that called? Corrales Punta Cana Golf Course or whatever, where they hold the PGA. That's where people go. If you want to golf, then that's where you're going to go. You're going to go to the ones that are in Cap Cana, the well-known, some of the best golf courses in the Caribbean, in the world. I think there's 2 of them in Cap Cana. And then the one that's that Corrales Golf Club, where they actually hold a PGA Tour event there. So again, and it's on the ocean. All the ones, Cap Cana's is on the ocean. That Punta Cana Corrales, whatever it's called, is on the ocean. But they hold PGA Tour events and the secondary events on there. It's not like, so if you're going to do something, I'm not a big fan. Just like it at Vista Cana that Joe Nay's talking about. I'm not a fan. How many times have you driven by there and see anybody playing golf? Because it's hot. It's warm out. It's humid. Doesn't make sense. Does not make sense. Does not make any sense. I won't even mention the golf courses, pools, all in between the project. That's what I was saying. If I have in between the towers, there's 4 towers. They put a pool in the middle with a place to barbecue. I think there's even a jacuzzi or jacuzzi. So now that nullifies why I'm going to go down here to the beach club to go to a freaking pool and a jacuzzi. I'm like, why am I going to? That makes no sense. I don't have to. That's why and nobody's going to drive up here to go from the beach club at the beach to go hang out at the beach club because I can see the ocean from 10 kilometers away or whatever it is. That's crazy. It's annoying. So you need hotels up there. You need the retail stores already before you even build the towers. At least have them in place. So Mo's talking. Look, nightclub, state of the art gym, exactly. Retail stores at the bottom main floor of each. Yeah, they don't know about that, man, because they don't talk about it. Yep, people don't know they were supposed to have stores underneath towers, kind of like Las Vegas. And if people don't know City Center, where they have the malls and stores and stuff underneath, that's what they were doing. So you didn't have to leave. That's what he was referring to about the supermarket. There was supposed to be like a little mini mart or some sort of, little stores that you can get like groceries and things like that underneath the towers. And so you wouldn't have to leave, which would be awesome. Because now you're self-contained. And by the way, you're supposed to have a locker. So I don't know how big a locker is going to be, but supposed to have a locker down there too. So yeah, see, Mo knows all this stuff. State of the art gym, yep. Retail stores at the bottom, main floor of each tower, yep. Different levels of man-made, yep. All of that. So see, this was something that was extraordinary. So when we see they post up a pool with a jacuzzi and then say this is a Regin or whatever it's called, a Regin restaurant, I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Seriously. That's not a beach club. That's a swimming pool and a jacuzzi. And they built it all the way to the edge almost of the cliff, which again, I'm no fan. I need to see something else up there. Again, from a builder's point of view, I'm like, wait a minute, the ground moves in DR. I need to see something. It should have been not anywhere near the front of the cliff. They could have just moved it back about 20, 30 feet. You're still going to have that nice view. There was no reason to put the edge of the pool up about it appears to be about 2 or 3 feet from the edge. Deterioration, of coral or whatever the rock's made of because it rains. I'm like, I don't know how they built it. I mean, they might have stuff down below, but I'm just saying, I'm just like, I'm not down with all that. I go safety first for overlooks. But again, it's nothing but a pool. I'm like, I just can't get over it. Larimar needs to start with completing a pool area and a place to eat. Post retirement travel, that's their plan. They're doing the Vista Cana, Primaveral, Cana Rock, because Cana Rock always had Cana Bay. So the realtors would always be able to take their guests up to go hang out. So those are nice features to have. And I agree with you. That's why they did it. So when I was there in this December, no, not December, May. When I was there in May for my last visit, like I said, it's probably gonna be my last visit. When I was there in May, I saw Juan Andreas when I came from the lawyer's office. We had our usual meetings, and then I came out, and Juan Andreas comes up to me, "Hey man, what's happening? What's up?" We're like, "Cool," and he goes, "Hey, you should come up with us. We're gonna take a van up to Larimar." Well, I had to actually go see Johan. So I said, "Oh man, no, I can't go with you. I wish I could." He goes, "Oh, we're building a restaurant up at the cliff." I'm like, "Restaurant?" I'm kind of like, "Why?" But then I'm like, "Oh," he's like, "I'm building a restaurant and we're putting up chairs and so people can eat up there and all that." I'm thinking, "All right, that's kind of cool." But see, it's only cool because they're marketing it. They're taking people up there. So once people get up there, you can sit around and chill and drink like we did, have your sodas and whatever else. But after that, then it's like, okay, cool. So now they put a restaurant up there. So it makes sense. So that keeps people up there, but there's nothing else up there. So it's more than a marketing ploy, which they should have used from the get go, but they couldn't build out there clearly. So they're just doing what everybody else does. Hell, start with the food truck. Yeah, something that people can see and get motivated. Margaritaville built the pool area first. Post retirement travel. Here's the problem: nobody can see it. You have to drive in about, I would guess, 200 to 300 yards is where that pool area is. So it's not right off the road. You can't even see it from the road. All you'll see is a big open dirt road, rock wall. At the time I went there, and it was 60 to 70 feet wide. And then because they're bringing trucks in, they're bringing cement trucks in, dump trucks, bulldozers, all that. So you're just going down. And like I said, it's at least, I don't know. I think it's like, I think it's like 2/10, 3/10 of a mile. It's something like that before you get to that beach or that beach club. So nobody would see it. So no, you're not going to bring a food truck down there because it's not visible to anybody. So that's why they said they're going to see. My thing is, they said they're going to make a restaurant. I'm in my back of my brain is thinking, you have water up there? I'm like, how are you going to have a restaurant if you don't have, you have a grease trap up there or something? I mean, they have to actually put infrastructure if you're going to have a restaurant. Or, okay, I'll rephrase. They should, right? I'm like, they got water up there? They got electricity up there? I know they have solar panels up there, but I'm like, have they run power lines? Because electricity is not cheap in the DR, which is another thing altogether. Running 200 watts of pools and all that. I'm like, they're already racking up a bill for the HOA. I'm assuming, right? Uh, PRT, Victor, they did. They got a kiddie pool and about 6 plastic chairs on the cliff right now. If you think I'm trolling, ask Eric. No, he's right. Yeah, I don't. Hey Mo, did you go up to the cliff? Because see, here's the difference: a picture and a video of this pool, you can't get an idea of what it really is. It looks kind of big on the big. I mean, that's okay. It's relative, I guess. It looked to be about 30 30 feet long and about 20 feet wide. I mean, that's what it seemed like to me. I mean, yeah. I'm trying to think. My backyard pool was. You guys never saw my other house because I didn't start. My backyard pool was like 23 feet, I think. It was like 23 feet by 15, which was in my backyard. The pool at Larimar appears to be about, like I said, it appears to be about 30, it may be even more because they have a drop down too. So maybe it's 35 feet long, 40, and probably about 20 to 25 wide. So, I mean, it's like a Motel 6 pool. I mean, that's what it, I think that's what it is. I mean, yeah, and post retirement travel. The thing is, nothing like luxury by having plastic chairs and plastic tables, right? I'm just like, I'm like, this is funny stuff here. We got the umbrellas though, but I meant that the place that they're seating, plastic tables. He's right, plastic chairs. It's like I was there. Hold on, hold on. I got video. I forgot. I have video. This is from May though, when they were first doing it. And I was sitting there like, what the? Nothing sells luxury like plastic crap. Hold on. Let me see if I still have the video. I might have erased it though. Yeah, it looks like I did. Oh, hold on. It's not under video. That's why. It's under camera. Let me see if I can get you guys in some video on this. Nah, that's my aunt. Let's see here. Wait a minute. What the? Is that when I came back? Uh oh. Uh oh. I don't have the video. I erased it. That's funny. I erased it. I don't even have it. That's how unimpressed I was. Huh. I'm surprised. Oh, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Hold on a second. Okay, I got something. Let me see what this is. I got a 2 minute video. I don't think this is it though, but we'll find out. Then I'll show you guys. No, I don't. It's not. Yeah, I erased the videos. I was unimpressed. Yep. This 2 minute video is when I was driving in. In fact, since we were talking about how far in it is, you can see, I'll show you. So, Victor, I started to call him Victor again. Post retirement travel. And everybody else, hold on a second. This will give you an idea of the drive. Here's the idea of the drive right here. This is in May. See? This is what I'm talking about. Now they have a wall on the right hand side using all that rubble. They just built a wall. That's it. Look, see how far this is? See? It's no joke. This is way, this is nowhere near the road. Now that I'm seeing this, yeah, it's more like almost damn near a fourth of them. Well, I did say like a third or fourth of a mile, but this is how far it's down, man. This is crazy. So you can see that there's no way people can see anything. You have to be brought there. So that just gives you an idea. Look at all that driving, and I still haven't gotten to the end. There is no end, really. I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Look, on the left hand side, there's something that shoots out. I don't know what it is. It was a roundabout kind of thing. But yeah, this is what we're talking about here. This is crazy. Crazy stuff. So here, I'll go down. This is in May. So what's that? 4 months ago. So here we come up on Prime Towers on the right hand side. But remember, there was supposed to be Horizon One over here too. There's no Horizon One next to Prime Towers. So all you guys who bought it Prime at Horizon, well, you gotta wait and see. That's where it was like, wait a minute, they got these cranes up here. That's a good sign, but is it really? And so that's May. Now they went from May until now when they have the foundations or the start of it. They're pouring concrete. So this right here is where I'm assuming there should be some Horizon One around here because right there is Prime Towers, so it should be next door to Prime Towers. So that's like, but you can see there's no Horizon One even happening, and so then they blocked this up. So this is Prime. They put this on here, and I came up there. Uh, I can't remember. I came up there. No, that was the only time I came up there. Somebody else shot a video where that guardrail wasn't up there, so you couldn't see around and down there and see what they were doing. So that's when I tried to say, "Hey, man," but there you go. Pull over. I want to see what's happening down here. But that's the only video I didn't even. Yeah, I erased them because I was like, plastic table and chairs, really, with umbrellas like you're at the frickin'. I don't even know what to describe it as. It wasn't too impressive. You have to give those projects a break. Your COVID delayed letters. Joe Nay, what's up, bro? Mo better. What? Can't be the main pool for a massive project like that. At least a tiki but hey, post-retirement travel. This is yet to be determined. They've changed how the beach club's gonna be. Here, let me show you guys. I mean, I'll since Mo's here, we'll talk Larimar. Um, let me show you guys. I'll just show you. This is not. You just go to Instagram. They show what it's like. I'll just use their stuff. Let me just go use their stuff. I'm just gonna go here. Let me see. Is this gonna show? Look, here you go. See, oh, they're moving. Never mind. I don't even do these. This quick change videos where they don't want to show people stuff. I don't like doing that. Testimonies. Hold on. Let's see what we got. Okay. Let's go. Check this out. Okay. Some people are doing some fancy talk. I don't know why. But let's just say they're doing, look, okay, this is like a few weeks ago. Let's go, gentlemen. Let's go. I don't want to. Let's go. What are you guys doing out here? Chit chatting? This is a testimonials or some sort. I'm like, there's nothing you guys can testimony to. They're way behind. Let's go. All right. That shows those things. That didn't show anything. They don't even want to show it, I guess. Mm-mm. There's no videos. Hold on. We might have something. Oh, these guys are out here selling. That ain't going to help. No. Somebody doing marketing. Okay. Here's something. Okay, first of all, I'm going to show people something. Oh, wait. Look at this, Mo. This right here is what I was referring to. Look, what's that? That looks like a pool to me. I thought there was supposed to be beach clubs, and they're going to call these beach clubs. So cool, but not what was supposed to be there. So I mean, that's going to be cool, but not the caliber of what we were talking about. We were looking for something better. It's like a downgrade. It's a bad movie. Okay, here's what we were looking at. Here's what they showed in one of their pictures, right? Look at that. That's cool. Where's this at? I want to see that. Where's that at? Where's this at? Where's that at? See, where's this at? This is what we're looking for. And they're claiming that's where Origins going. And I'm like, where? Because Prime Towers is somewhere behind it. But okay. Yeah, they're doing crazy. There's your tiki bar, I think, right there. Post retirement travel. Good luck. It's nowhere. These aren't nowhere on the. They're nowhere near. They show Horizon or whatever it is, but again, golf course. See, this is what I'm saying. A golf course supposed to be next to all this beach club stuff now. So this is what we're talking about. Owners don't know nothing about it, and this stupid thing right here is annoying. A playground in the DR. Look at this. Open. Look at that. Really? It's freaking hot, humid. Playgrounds with no shade. Come on. I know it's renderings, but I'm not a fan. Hey, Victor Marrero, you know what it was. Think about when we lived in Puerto Rico, man, as a kid, if you lived there as a kid. You know good and well those gym anything was heated. You had to be very careful on that little plastic or metal or whatever. It was crazy. So when I see that kind of thing, I'm like, hold up, man. You can't give me a covered play area? That's crazy. All right. Anyhow, listen again. I used to be their best consultant, but these guys don't want to listen. Mo better. What can't be main pool? What can't be the main pool for a massive project like that? At least a tiki bar or something. Margaritaville built the pool area and bars around it first before completing phase one. That's what we were talking about. That's what they were supposed to do. Mo better. Joe Nay, what's up? That's what we were supposed to do. That's the whole point. It's the main pool for right now. Yeah. It's the only structure. It's the only. They're pulling a Primavera. They're pulling a Vista Cana, but not as good because Vista Cana said we're going to make our man-made saltwater beach when we're going to have Yak Lounge around there where people can come at least sit down, eat, drink, put in some uh, restrooms, and we have a stage over here so we can have music going in the evening time. So a reason the people hang out. Okay, that's how they started Vista Cana because they built that cool ass man made saltwater beach. And then they put Yak Lounge, which was just basically a little snack bar, but they had wine, they had mixed drinks, they had coffee, they had snacks. And that's how it all started. And then they played music, and then people would hang out there and they could sell things. And hey, I'm not mad at them, but that's why I'm mad about what Larimar's doing because they were supposed to make this cool ass Farallon, and their first thing that they build is a freaking pool with a jacuzzi and some seating area, and then going to call this building behind it that's a restaurant, I guess. To me, that falls way short, way short. uh Mo at Poster, tell Eric to pull up the photo he has of the kiddie pool baby jacuzzi with the plastic chairs. You got to see this. Hey man, I tried to pull it up. They're not showing any. I don't have my videos. I deleted them, man, because I was like, what the hell? Is this for real right now? Look at this right here. Here goes another beach club they're putting out there. This is what they're calling beach clubs. I don't understand why you would just do all this beach club things. I thought, where is the damn man made beach stuff? I don't want to see this. I don't want to see pools. I don't know where none of this is, but that's what they're doing over here. They're doing that type of marketing. And I'm like, hey, man, forget all that. This is what I want to see. This is what I want to see right here. Where's all this? This is what we were talking about. Come on. Where's this? This, who cares? But I mean, it's going to be cool. But this is what we were talking about, that first part. Oh, wait a minute. We might. No, we don't. This is a. Let's just give some props. Look, that's what it looks like. But that's what it looks like when you're at the beach down there, anyhow. It's crazy. Let's see. Here we go. Look at this. Beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Did you guys see that? Hold on. Let's just stop it. Look at this. Look at this. This is what we're expecting. Look at this. Isn't that awesome? Awesome. That's what we were expecting. We weren't come on, man. Oh, by the way, I want to show you guys something on this. Look at this right here on this bottom section. Where is it? Where's my finger at? Don't see it. I don't see my finger. Here, this bottom section. That's levels. See the white piece over here. No. The white piece. I lost it. But that white piece of shelf was a covering and there were shops underneath. That was supposed to be a higher level. There's so much things. This was like unique. It was going to be unique. So that's why me and Mo are giving it a hard time. All right, it's the main pool for right now. Yep. I need to get some of those dividend stock plays. Yield Max ETFs, recommendation list, MSTY, ULTY, YMAG, YMAX. Let's see what else we have on the list. PLTY, YBIT. There's so much, and there's other options. Just go to UMAX ETF because now they have like 20 different things. You can short. They have option income trading for shorts now. So you can short like Tesla. You can short like there's so many different things, man. You have to go figure out which one you want, but you know which ones. The Pelletiers, the PLTYs, the Pelletier option income strategy that they use. Coney, CONY, which is based on Coinbase. They give nice dividends, but you can just go and check it out and see what they're doing. Crazy news. Yeah. Hey, Eric, PSEC down to 290. I know. I got some today because it was under $3. I was like, oh my God. And it's almost at, well, wait a minute. It's at 20. It was at 20.7, 20.6 at the time. It could be 21% if they don't go out of damn business first. Because remember, they do mortgage backed securities, high risk, high rewards in a tariff environment. It's high risk, and the interest rates aren't coming down, but the 10-year yield, bond yield has. So there may be some movements down for the mortgage, but they need to refi. And this 4 years of increase and not reducing it has caused a serious problem for them. But hey, I'm taking a high risk with them. So I had to get some more, man. I was like, forget that. Under three, my dollar cost average is that's 52-week low. My dollar cost average wasn't under $3. That's crazy. So I got some of that. I saw it. Thanks for mentioning it. In fact, I'll go look at it right now. PSEC. Let's go see. Um, hey Mo, do you know what the name of the that Puna Kana Macau that we were talking about earlier? Is that the name of the condo project? Did that lady ever say the name of the condo project? Okay. Wait a minute. It says dividend yield is at 18.56 at $2.91. So is that real time? I thought that was 20%. At least that's what Robinhood said. The only way that could be lower would be like a cent off of your. Let me go see what's happening. Because I could have sworn it said 20%. Actually, speaking of that, it depends. There's a lot of variables, but there's some other like ARR. It could be crazy. That could be crazy. TSLY. I mean, come on now. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. Hold on a second. I'm doing something in the background, I think. Yep. I think. We'll see. Okay. Yep. I did. I had to do some TSLY stuff because it's below my dollar cost average. All right. Um, where's PSEC? Yep, 2.9 right now. Wow. It says this is weird. Let me see. What's it say? I got 20.22 cents. That's an error because, or is it? On Google, it's okay. Let me go another way. I'm going to do something. Moo. If you want to get free stocks from Robinhood, Webull, Moo, down below in the description box, go there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go over here to Moo, and I'm going to go see what they're saying. They're saying 22% at $2.91. Okay, there's another one too, ladies and gentlemen. ARR. ARR is down to 17%. You know what's funny? ARR was at 20% return, ladies and gentlemen. Should have been in. Should have been in. Now it's dropped. 17% is still nice. All right. So that looks good. Once again. So there you go. And don't forget about, well, another high risk, high rewards is IVR. Jonay's here, so I have to keep in mind the IVR situation. That's also nice. 19%. Can you imagine if the economy got better and you would be earning 19%, 20% on your money for everything you put in and not reinvest as the price rises so you get appreciation plus your dividends are going to be at 19%, which is pretty sick. So just keep that in mind. This is where we want you to win, ladies and gentlemen, because again, economy's crumbling regardless of any headlines. All the news is there. You have, let me go over a few things. Manufacturing jobs. It's under PMI is a number, a metric. So that PMI is under 50. So if it's 49.9, it does not matter. Under 50 means there's a contraction in manufacturing jobs. Manufacturing jobs is output. So you have to understand there's a correlation. It's an output, right? We manufacture, then you have to sell it. Who are you going to sell it to? Well, if you have 80% of your population is living paycheck to paycheck, you won't be selling it to them. And if you have a tariff war where your product now costs 15 to 25% more when you sell outside of the United States, you're not going to be selling much there. There's going to be layoffs. So manufacturing jobs are going to reduce. There's going to be a contraction. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy based on Nothing. There's no reason to be in a tariff war. But since you're in one, American citizens lose. So that's why we're gonna continue to lose manufacturing jobs. Bad sign. Then the citizens already are taxed. Everything is taxed. You're already paying more money now than you did last year. So now more people are living paycheck to paycheck. Now you can't go buy what you used to buy because we lost 10 to 11% of our dollar value this year. So it already cost you 10 to 11% more just on the dollar value. Never mind the 3 or 4%, 3%, let's call it, I'll use the government numbers, 3% inflation. So you're actually 13% down just on a minimum. So if somebody says it's 15% tariff or a 25% tariff, you're actually 30, 40% down. Were you going to, anybody get any 30% raises this year? In the meantime, since it's not December, any bonuses? I mean, you can see easily you're going to be paying 30% more, 25% more. So now people stop buying. So now you have your grocery stores. Anything that has to do with consumers spending is going to be less. So when people turn around and last week when they gave you fake numbers and said, oh, the GDP is 3%, well, there's a reason because our exports are way more than the imports because people aren't buying what's imported because it went up anywhere from 15% to 140%. So doesn't that make sense? People aren't going to buy. And since GDP is based on business investment, consumer spending, obviously those numbers are going to be high when you start adding business investments, consumer spending. So therefore, the GDP is going to be temporarily high because it's divided by exports minus imports. And if my exports is 1,000 and my imports is now only 400, now all of a sudden GDP is going to be higher. If imports are higher than exports and you divide it by the same number, GDP is going to be lower. Again, pay attention to the a person that acts like they're dumb, but somebody tells them what to say. They say our trade deal we're getting from like the EU $600 million investment in the United States. Well, they add the $600 million business investment into the equation. That ups your GDP. But the EU says we didn't agree to that. So now, even though it's entered into the equation to give people a 3% GDP, it's not true. And they're not spending the 600 million. So therefore, we're in trouble because the GDP is not 3%. I'm just using them as an example because that's what happened. He went to Japan, and then Japan said, no, we're not buying 200 or $300 billion, whatever the number was. But you add all those in and then find out they don't exist, the GDP won't be 3%. It'll be 1.5 or something. So that's why you have to be very careful out here, ladies and gentlemen. Crazy news is right. I need to get some of these stock plays. We giving them to you. Brian P., Mr. Dividend. Great buy, exactly. At 19, well, like I said, on Robinhood, it says 20.2%. On Moomoo, it says 22.2%. So I don't know why these guys are off. All of them are saying different things. I Googled it and it said it was 19 point something. I mean, I can't even trust anybody anymore with this. Basically, I just got to look up what the annual we just have to look up what the annual look up what the annual dividends are and divide it by the stock price. I mean, Jesus, figure it out ourselves. So anyhow, you want to learn the yield, ladies and gentlemen, you take the annual payout. So I think it's 4 or 5 cents. per month, if I'm not mistaken. It's 4.5 cents. So I'll just do it myself. So let's just, so I can figure it out. We'll just do it. So this is how you figure your yield. Anything you buy, whether it's a condo, whether it's a business, whether it's anything, you put in how much you make. All right. So what we make is 0.045 times 12. That's 54 cents a year. That's how much we make in dividends. Divided by $2.90. I think it's 4 cents. I'm not for sure. That's 18.6. That's what it says. So all of them are wrong. So either I'm wrong and it's not 4 cents, 4.5 cents, and it's higher, then that would be a higher return. So let's hold on. Let's just go look it up. Why not? Okay, hold on. Let's go. Let's get the real number. They issue a dividend coming up this month. So some more free shares to add into the kicker. For that means dividend's going to be more next month. Okay. Let's see here. They're claiming, oh, it is 4.5 cents. Then it's only 18.6. So I don't know why these other guys are talking about 20 something. They're talking, so it's 18.6. So everybody's wrong. It is 4 point. It is that amount. That's crazy. It's 54 cents a year, $2.90. 29 and 29 is 58. So let's try it again. 0.54 divided by 2.9. Let's go look. 18.6. Okay. I like 18.6 too. Either way, it works out. Great buy, exactly. I got a Macau Gardens. Bryson M., welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. He says the economy's crumbling, Eric. I know it. He says I got in at Macau Gardens at the freaking, my God. What was some condos, man? They were like 1 bedrooms for 60 grand or something crazy. 2 bedrooms for, it was under 100,000. I mean, they were like 70 grand, I think, for the 2 bedrooms. And then the top, okay, no elevators, top floor, I think it was 3 floors. The top floor, they had like an area, a hangout area, I call it, a table where people can sit. I think they had barbecue grills up there. It was covered. So that was cool. And it was cheap. So let me know if I'm correct about that. And I also reserved a spot at Cheryl Henderson's project in Mishi's. Oh my, Bryson M. doing the real estate game. I love it. Let me know what you reserved, man, because it was levels. We were talking about this earlier. I know I'm late. I just got into the stream. Well, thank you so much, Bryson, for being in the house. I see you took your last name off, which is wise. But anyhow, glad you're in the house. Here we go. Let us know what you purchased there because that's a very interesting project. What is the name of the project, if you can tell us? Because then I can start doing a little more research about it, even though I know her properties are called Boardwalk. Uh, Properties, I guess. Punta Cana. Yeah, Boardwalk Development. So I can find it, I'm sure, but let me know if you're here before I have to start searching. We were talking about earlier, talking about the tiers, which was kind of cool. So I'm not mad about what she's doing. She's been doing it for a while. Doing that offshore investing, no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. I do recommend. What I like is I want to move past the next 2 to 3 years. That's what I'm looking for because things are going to change, and that'll at least you'll go past all this mayhem and change. And so whatever ends up on the other side, then you'll be able to make a great decision because if things stay the same where there's chaos all the time, then that's what's going to happen. So that's going to mess with your money. So, and you never know what goes beyond that either. So you might be restricted. You just never know. But let us know what the name of that project is. That would be grateful for us. Maple Beach, Sun Village. Uh, Again, oh, by the way, what's your payment plans? How long? Are they like 40 months? What are they, 48 months? I mean, what the heck? What the heck for that? I need to know info because I know it's going to take a minute to do that unless she already well, I don't she didn't start something because she would have already had it. Legacy Michis. Yep. That's what it looks like. It's gonna be Legacy Michis owning a piece of paradise. Okay, starting at 22,000 for the lots, 350 square meters to 1,250. The higher you go, the more upscale are the lots. Here's the other thing. This right here, again, you guys, there's going to be a environmental impact. There could be endangered trees, bushes, fauna, flowers, anything. So that means you just can't just start moving dirt around. And again, if you're going to buy over here in a elevated location, I highly suggest you go in October, November when it's raining and see what it looks like during rain season if you're planning on being at a certain elevation because there's going to be drainage issues like there is off of any mountain and you're hoping it's not going to be where you're thinking about living at all. There's a bunch of things. I mean, they have like a rolling hills, but that view is going to be spectacular. Let's call it what it is. Uh, so you do what most people would consider, at least what I would consider. I'm going, hey, how much is that at the top? Because I know if I'm at the top, the water's rolling downhill, but that means, am I going to have a water where I might slide down the hill, right? It depends on the slope. These slopes don't look like they're too heavy. Looks like there's some areas that have interesting, but yeah, there's nothing. Wait, hold on. We have something here. We got a price list, ladies and gentlemen. We got a price list. Hold on. We found a price list. They were kind enough to leave a price list on their website like a damn good developer. Okay, here we go. This right here is interesting. This is from May. To availability. What? What is this? I don't want to download it. I just want to open it. Okay, all right. No fun. Oh, wait. We got an opening. Let's go. No, I don't want Google Docs. Okay, all right. Jeez. I miss the good old days. Just hit the button saying open in Excel. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 20% or 4,000 with the signing of the contract. 75%. This is on 20,000 or US 15,000 equals 30 months at 500 at 2.5 years. Okay. 3 to 5 lots, they got a discount. So they're talking about 2.5 years. Oh man, I know she knows what she's doing because she's been doing this, and I know she knows what I know. I yeah, I don't know how she bought the place. So if I knew how she bought the place, I'd have a better idea of this timeline of 30 months. Okay, I don't have a price list. We don't have a price list here. We have wait, hold on. We have example. No, there's not really a availability list. Nope. This is just saying 20,000 for the 350 square meter lot. I'm looking for a real price list. I don't want what the heck. This is not cool. Multiple purchases. No, that's not a price list. Come on. You do me like this. This is not a price list. I want to find out how much those other lots cost. Let's see. Maybe Bryson has the info. Let's see if Bryson has it. Come on, Bryson. Don't leave me hanging, man. Come on now. No, he's not. He might have already left an hour ago. Oh man. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Again, economy's crumbling. You have virtually running out of time. Running out of time means you need to get things in order. You got 1 year, 4 months left. It's August. You have until December 31st, 2026 to get your credit, 775. Get your debt down. If your credit's at 775, you will have your debt down. Any credit debt, most of. Get that down. Make investments to anything and everything you can that's going to give you money back in the future. Okay? It's that simple. All right. Don't worry about anything else. Because once you have that set, at least you know you'll have some money coming regardless of what happens. Because if we go into hyperinflation, because the Federal Reserve decides to have an emergency meeting and do something crazy like reduce the their Federal Reserve rate, we're going to have big, big issues. Bond market is going to go down, which now is going to trigger anybody investing in the United States might have doubts, and there might be a sale. So anything can happen, and you need to be on the side of having assets that pay you inside of, let's say, US or whatever country you live in, and outside to another country where you can actually make additional streams of revenue in case things go badly. All right. Like, let's just say, for the sake of argument, I'm going to be melodramatic here, but let's just say there was such a thing as a Great Depression 2.0, where millions of people are out of work. The government's asking you to give you their gold and silver to be patriotic. And by the way, if you don't give us your gold and silver to be patriotic, we're just going to say, you can't sell gold. You can't buy gold. We're going to ban it. And oh, you think you're going to do something with silver? A year later, we're just going to ban that too. So give it to us or we're going to take it. You got to know your American history, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So things could go south. Bank is closed. Your ATM card does not work. So does duffel bag of cash mean anything to you? Offshore banking mean anything to you? Cryptocurrency mean anything to you? Ethereum and Bitcoin mean anything to you? You should be holding these type of things. So if something does go where your ATM card doesn't work, you can't go to the bank, you at least have some disposable things that you can use to make payments to get whatever you're going to need. Or get off the island like the rich guys, which is the United States island. You'd say, hey, how come there's so many private jets being purchased? Right. The rich guys, they're going, okay, so things, if the rubber meets the road and things go bad, we just leave because we have another place. We can go hang out there and we still make money offshore. That's the idea. I'm trying to get you guys to think about, the future. We already went through our 5 years. The 5 year thing where I said, hey guys, make sure you guys get some things in order because at the end of 5 years, they're coming for the upper middle class next. Well, the upper middle class is getting wiped out right now. After that, hold on tight because your passports may not work, your visas may not work. You might not be able to leave the country. But I know one thing, if you have some property in Canada, you can walk across the border. All right. If you got something on an island in either the Pacific Ocean or the Caribbean or Atlantic Ocean, you can get on a boat and get there. I'm like, hey. So all I can tell you is you better have some way to be able to be mobile. And it's going to be very hard when you have limited amounts of money, potentially. I'm just saying this. You got 1 year, 4 months. It's up to you what to do. But either way, if you do what we're talking about, you'll be in a great position either way. If things all of a sudden miraculously turn around, you'll be fine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 3 hours long. It's one of our longer ones, but I enjoyed talking about the old Larimar, what my heart was pity-pattering about, going on and on about. I was like, oh my God, can you believe this? This would be one of the top 5 projects in the world. And then they start eliminating a few things. We will see where this goes, though. There's lots of land. There's over 600 acres. I think it's 650 acres, or is it 800? I just can't remember. But there's a lot of acreage to be dealt with. So we're going to find out how this turns out. But wake me in 2029, and I think we'll have some sort of idea of what's happening. Plenty of buildings will be built. A golf course, a 9-hole at least, will be built. Maybe even half of the 18-hole golf course will be built, or maybe done, because they can do them in 4 years. We should see at least 2-3 towers. We should see the boardwalk. We should see stores or retail or something that they were talking about. So wake me 2028, the summer, just to wake up and see what's happening. And then 2029, I expect people to live there in some capacity, whether it's one tower, well, it'll be more than one, 2 towers, 3 towers, or 4. We'll find out. They'll do the wise thing, though, right? They're going to make sure that I would think I would get other developers to build it if I can't. I mean, let's get on with it. I mean, that's what I'd do. All right. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Make sure you smash that button on the way out. We want everybody to win. You guys can win. We gave you some information. If you haven't just now started, rewind about 20, 30 minutes. You'll see people talking about some stock symbols that give you dividend returns. In fact, don't sleep on JEPQ, by the way. There's still 11% out here that can be had. I know a lot of you missed the 13% train. It's all right. It's still 11%. That's a JP Morgan fund. It's doing pretty great. Pays every month, the beginning of the month. So it's pretty cool. All right. So get your paychecks all lined up. You can get weekly payouts. IWMY is one. Okay, you like 30%, 25 to 30% return annually. Okay, IWMY paid out weekly. YOMAX ETFs, YMAX, YMAG, ULTY, LFGY, GHPT. All those are YOMAX ETFs. They pay out weekly. Then they have monthlies, MSTY, SMCY, option incomes for YOMAX ETFs. SMCY is SMCI. On the stock symbols, they do their option income trading, the premiums they give to buyers of SMCY. That's how it works. All right. So when the economy goes down and up and moves all around, gyrates, we love it because that means there's going to potentially be more dividends to give out than usual. So if dividends were 10 cents per share last month or last week, maybe it'll be 12 cents this week or this month per share. So that's how it works, right? So we love the volatility, which is happening. But I don't love, we're going to have tariffs. There's a tariff deal with the EU. Then the EU says we're not doing reciprocal tariffs and we're still negotiating. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Is there a tariff agreement or not a tariff agreement? That's bad for business. So just keep that in mind. That bad for business is bad for you as a consumer, bad for you as an employee, unless you work for the government or the state. But it's hazardous to your health to work for the government or the state governments. So again, everybody's in jeopardy. Nobody's going to be safe. So get your guys' self together in the best way you can, earlier and often. That little bit of cup of coffee that post-retirement travel talks about, going down to Starbucks, buying all this little stuff that gives you nothing in return, it adds up. A few dollars a day over the course of a 20-day work week starts adding up. Next thing you know, you're going to spend $100 on stuff to eat at lunch. And you start doing that, and all of a sudden it's $1,200 a year. But if you're getting 40 or 50%, you could have easily had $1,800 to $2,000 in your pocket and rolling from that point on to always have more money coming in and just build it up while you don't need to use it. Somebody else is building up your funds, right? So just keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. And with all that said, I love you very much. I appreciate your support over all these years. And make sure, if you like what we're talking about, subscribe to the channel, click the all notification bell, and please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, and it's very hard to understand while you're living paycheck to paycheck. 80% of you watching this, it's going to be very hard to eke out an extra little bit of money to make, you know, investments. But this, let me leave those who came in late, who's just now finding the end of this stream for 3 hours and 30 minutes. bizbuysell.com. bizbuysell.com. All types of businesses are for sale. You know why? It's hard out here. They used to make a lot more money. Now they're making less. So now they're saying, let me bail. You have to be astute. You have to make sure any investment that you're going to invest in is making money now, not what they used to make 3 months ago or a year ago. No, no, no. We don't want to hear, yeah, we used to make $200,000 in profit in 2023 or 2024. I'm like, no, I'm not interested in none of that. What's happening like now since we're in this situation? So you have to be very careful. But when you find that one thing where somebody could be saying right now, there are people on there saying right now, hey, come here and take over. I want to retire. I'll let you pay me to go away, but I'll help you out a little bit. But you're going to be the new owner. Owner financing. That's an option on bizbuysell.com. I mean, there's several other places you can go look, but I'm just giving you that one because you can see all kind of things. So go check it out if you want to get a business that's profitable. The idea is get a business that's profitable, not a startup. It's already making money from day one. You know it makes that money. So do your due diligence on any investment. So that's just one thing that you can do easily. And no credit is needed. And oftentimes, if there's owner financing or owner assistance, however you want to do it. But owner assistance for business startups, findhelp.org. Courtesy of Matthew Lesko. Findhelp.org. Put in your zip code in the United States, see what comes up. You might be pleasantly surprised. Free job training on occasion. Just saying. Free school or trade or something like this, or help with child care or caregiving, or help to on a down payment for a house. Some of this stuff is grants. Some of this is people helping. I mean, hey, nonprofits help. They're funded by the federal government. Who says Americans can't get help? Of course, you need to know where to go. For starters, findhelp.org. All right. So go over there if you need help, even with mental health, even with, there's such a thing as caregivers who basically work so hard and they're 5 days a week, where family members are taking care of other family members. And this is a thing. They feel alone. They don't feel like much help. So there might be groups that you can meet with that other people are doing this every week to talk. That helps. So, I mean, it's things simple as that that's there that can help you. So go check it out. All right. We don't want anything to happen to you guys. So be careful out here because it's dangerous. It's going to get a lot dangerous as more people of have nots than there are haves. That means there's going to be inevitably a problem. Maybe not now, maybe not next month, maybe not next year. But if we continue down a path that this path has been thus far, then we're going to have a situation where there's going to be way, way more have-nots than there are right now. Add another, another 5% to the mix. 5% of 300 million is another 10 to 15 million people. Now, all of a sudden, if you have 85% of your population that's living paycheck to paycheck or worse, that's a whole bunch of people. That's over 250 million people. That's insane on a 300 and roughly 50 million people population. That's bad. So that economy that's crumbling is actually doing so. You can see how it easily can tilt. So just remember, stay safe out here, stay calm under all circumstances because a lot of people are going through stress, and just be careful. And with all that said, make sure you keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.